Welcome to Williamsport High School, getting ready for high school football here on Antietam Broadband. The Williamsport Wildcats hosting the Boonsboro Warriors here this evening. Glad to have you with us for live coverage here on Antietam Broadband, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia tonight. Mark Keller and Coach Pete Urish with you. Well, we've reached the official midpoint of the season here, week 5 of 9 in the regular season, and this one certainly, two teams coming in with 3-1 records, certainly has game of the week attached to this one this week. Williamsport coming in off of a win against Clear Spring last week. Boonsboro licking their wounds a little bit. Took a tough loss to Middletown last week, a shutout loss to Middletown last week. So, and let's start with Boonsboro, Pete. And what do the Warriors need to do this week to get back on track and get back on the winning track?
Funny you ask. That was a question we asked Coach Waddle. One of the first questions was, you know, how are you feeling? What are things going? And first thing he said was, we got to get back to us. We went into the game last week, and they kind of punched us right from the get-go, and we weren't able to recover. So their idea this week is they want to come in and kind of take the game to Williamsport. That's how he described it to me, and said that they are a – so he's got some hesitations, let's put it that way, that it's polar opposites. Williamsport can make big plays happen at any given time. Boonsboro is a long drive team, and that's what Coach Wader said. If we're 3 and out, we're going to give them, plenty of opportunities. But if we keep the ball, sustain drives, keep it going, he likes his chances. So it's good. It's really interesting to be at both practices through the week to see the game plans and talk to the coaches. Once again, as I've reiterated, or I'll reiterate from last week and a couple weeks ago, interesting when you talk to the coaches, what one coach sees and the other coach sees. There's some differences, but there's so many similarities that, Coach Small talking about Williamsport was just the opposite of, we're a big play team. They're a drive-sustaining team. We need to shut that down. So they both, they're both polar opposites. So we're in for an intriguing matchup. It's going to be really intriguing. When Boonsboro runs their wing tee offense, their pistol wing tee, they run a lot of motion, a lot of shifts, a lot of trades, do what they call eye candy to the defense. They try to get the second level, third level defenders, that's the linebackers, the defensive back, get them watching the motions and getting caught up, and then they try to run the ball outside. They'll run the inside. So what Coach Wader said is, way they run their offense is they run inside, they run outside, and they are able to throw the football in a couple different ways through their, play action game and then their straight drop back game. And he says, the first part of this game, and he told me, he said, Coach, you're going to watch us first part of the game, make some adjustments, see what they're trying to take away, and when we figure out what they're going to take away, we're going to try to exploit them in other areas. So it's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. One
thing of note last week for Boonsboro was the quarterback, Colin Telemko, left the game early with a leg injury. Any update on his status? Is he going to be in tonight?
Yes, he's going to be playing tonight. Coach Waddle, that was a question. Myself and Bob Parcelletti asked him. We were together talking to him, and that was the first thing he said is, he's playing and he's good to go. So he's able to go and put on a show, I guess, if you will. So.
Okay, we're going to take a break here now. When we come back, Bob Parcelletti is going to have Boonsboro coach Mark Waddle and ask him a few questions here before the game. So stay with us. More to come here from Williamsport High School, getting ready for Boonsboro against Williamsport.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
Are you tired of living with water that is causing rust stains, hard water spots, or bad smell or taste? With S&L Water Solutions, you'll know from your initial call that your water is our priority. We offer well pump services, water testing and treatment, and salt delivery. No water or low water pressure? We fix that too. Let S&L Water customize a complete water system for your specific needs. Just because your water's clear doesn't mean it's clean. Locally owned and operated. Call S&L Water Solutions for an in-home estimate today.
When you need someone who will come through no matter what, Someone who will go the extra mile? Cumberland Valley Heating and Air specializes in the installation of residential and commercial heating and air solutions. 24/7 emergency service delivers our promise of getting you the help you need when you need it. We're the tri-state experts in heating, air conditioning, and above all, comfort. Cumberland Valley Heating and Air. It's hard to stop a train.
Running the bases, it's more than just about speed. It's about agility, endurance, and resilience. But injuries can slow you down. At Meritus, we specialize in keeping athletes at their peak. From prevention to recovery, from rookies to professionals, our team of experts are here to keep you at the top of your game.
Back here at Williamsport High School, getting ready for kickoff between the Boonsboro Warriors and the Williamsport Wildcats here on Antietam Broadband. Tonight's live coverage brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. Mark Keller and Pete Urish with you here again, and Pete, let's talk about Williamsport now. And we mentioned they were coming off of a big loss to Catoctin last week when they faced Clear Spring, ended up with a 19-7 win in that game against the Blazers last week. So what did Williamsport do differently last week that got them back on the winning track?
Well, it's quite interesting talking with Coach Small about that. He used the term, we were still licking our wounds from the Catoctin game going into the Clear Spring game. And we talked last week about field conditions. He talked about their field conditions. They had a couple touchdowns called back and had a couple things that were kind of out of the abnormal for him, he said, for the team. But he said they felt they were always in control, but they needed to put the pedal to the metal, if you will, and they just couldn't do it. They just couldn't get unwound the way they wanted to. So that's his thing tonight. Is he said they want to score early and score often, and want to try to get Boonsboro have to make them throw the football to beat them. And so that was kind of their game plan. And they got some pretty neat game plan stuff that they're going to do. And so it's been interesting how each coach has defensively, more so than offensively, defensively, has approached this game. So it's going to be a little chess match here in the beginning to see. And as the game goes, we'll talk about it a little more in depth. But one thing that Coach Small did say is he said they're a solid, disciplined, play hard type of team. And then we got to sustain their blows, is what he said. Coach Wadle made the comment, said that they're such a big play team that they're going to cause us adversity, and to stay in the game, we got to handle adversity for 48 minutes. So both coaches are kind of cautiously optimistic, if you could put it the best way, and they're thinking like our strengths are going to be us, and that's what Coach Small said in regard to Williamsport. We need to get Ciante in the game early, involved. We need to get David Grayton involved early, get Lauder involved in the run game, and try to mix and match, very much like what Boonsboro is going to try to do. So it's going to be a quite interesting chess match of a contest here this evening.
Absolutely. As we mentioned, both teams coming into this one on top of the standings in Washington County, both at 3-1, along with Clear Spring, who's also at 3-1, and also mentioned that kind of the midpoint of the season. So you start looking at those playoff points, those playoff standings, see where they are. This is a really big game for both teams in order to really keep them in that. They're both in that upper echelon of their divisions right now, but this will really kind of be a nice win against a team with some wins to get some bonus points as well.
And then both coaches alluded to the fact that this game is going to propel them into the second half of the season. And, that's on the winning side. And both coaches were hoping, if it doesn't go so well, are we going to be able to recover? We've got to recover. So it's going to be a matchup for 48 minutes, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how this thing plays out. I know both coaches talked about their matchups. Coach Wadle said that he favors the matchup in Williamsport's favor. Coach Ball said the same thing, but Coach Ball also said to me, Coach, you know how matchups are. They're only as good as if they play as good as the matchup is on paper. And so that's going to be interesting, and that's where Coach Wadle, sometimes when matchups are in your favor, what you got to do in the game of football is your best defense is going to be your offense. Control the football, run the football, limit turnovers, limit penalties, and stay in bounds and keep the clock moving.
Should be a good one here tonight. 2 3-1 teams. Always a good rivalry between these two schools. So we're going to take a break here. One more before we get to kickoff here from Williamsport High School. Stay with us. The Warriors and the Wildcats coming up here on Antietam Broadband right after this.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown, Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown, Kia.
When ambition meets opportunity, success has a sound of its own.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Clear.
How does your future sound?
Looking to buy or sell your home? At Real Estate Innovations, we do more than just list and sell real estate. Since 2009, our agents have been offering detailed knowledge of local communities, housing trends, and the overall real estate market. With offices located in Frederick, Hagerstown, Greencastle, and Spring Mills, we have you covered. Call us at 301-745-1500 to connect with one of our real estate experts.
Now's the time to advance your future through USMH. 5 universities, 1 local campus, all in downtown Hagerstown. For nearly 2 decades, USMH has served as the premier regional higher education center. And with more than 16 programs, USMH can help you achieve your educational goals with flexible scheduling, small classes, and state-of-the-art facilities. At USMH, we believe everyone should have access to an affordable education. Apply online at hagerstown.usmd.edu.
Welcome back to Williamsport High School. Getting set for the coin toss here as the Williamsport Wildcats host the Boonsboro Warriors here tonight. Both teams with a 3-1 record coming in here. 53rd meeting between the two schools. Boonsboro leading the series 34-18.
Jaden Bimbo. Number 26, Trevor Sowers.
This game, one of 5 games on the schedule tonight, featuring Washington County teams. We'll take a look at the other ones here after the coin toss.
So, tails never fails.
Warriors win the toss. They're going to receive the kick. And we're about ready to go here at Williamsport.
Warriors have won the toss and they elected to receive.
Once again, our live coverage here on Antietam Broadband tonight, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. Elsewhere here in Washington County, tonight, South Hagerstown hosting the Thomas Johnson Patriots out of Frederick, Maryland. At Smithsburg tonight, the North Hagerstown Hubs traveling to face the Leopards. Both of those teams looking for their first win on the season, both at 0-4 on the season. We mentioned Clear Spring earlier at 3-1 on the season. They travel tonight to face Albert Gallatin up in Pennsylvania, and the Hancock Panthers, fresh off their first win of the season last week, traveling to Clay Battelle, West Virginia, to face the Seabees down there.
Set to do the kicking for the Cats, number 30.
So here we go on the kickoff. Now, one of the things that we talked about with both coaches with special teams,
C for the Warriors.
Coach Wadle said they use it as a weapon. Coach Small said
32, Parker.
that their special teams are really good in the return game. And he said that Boonsboro is really good in the return games. And it looks like they're a team that practices and breaks it down and runs it. And then we just got a nice return out to, what, the 35-yard line. So
Russell Collier on the return. About 20 yards on that return. And Boonsboro will start from their own 35-yard line.
So one thing we haven't talked about, Mark, is point matchup, what they're averaging per game. Boonsboro has given up 71 points and have scored 71. So they're averaging 17.7 points a game, and Williamsport is averaging 27 a game and giving up 20. So it's going to be a nice close contest here this evening.
Seems to be the case in recent years between these two teams. First down play, and we have a flag coming in.
On the carry that time.
I can hear you guys.
On the carry that time.
So, Mark, what Williamsport has done tonight, and you're going to see it pretty much the whole game, they've taken Ciante Wilmore, number 9, and put him back at their, what they call robber linebacker. He's back playing in the middle of the field, and instead of playing the defensive end position that he's been playing, Coach Wadle was expecting to play that defensive end position, and just like the first play, they traded the tight end from one side to the other. They ran a motion to run to him, run away from him. And so it's been interesting to watch the chess match.
5-yard penalty marked off against the Wildcats. So Boonsboro with a unusual first down and 2 here. And it's Parker Duvall on the carry. Couldn't get around the end. Dropped for a loss of about 2 yards.
Yeah, that was the legendary speed sweep play that Boonsboro has run for years, and a lot of success running that play. So it's one of those where you might stop it, but once or twice, but we're gonna get you eventually.
Second down and 4.
So Boonsboro is doing an audible here, checking to something that they out of one play into another.
Telenko hands up the middle, and that's enough for a first down.
That was a nice inside, looks like an inside trap.
Russell Collier with the carry there. Gives Boonsboro a fresh set of downs.
That was good for a Warrior first down.
Just shy of midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Boonsboro 49-yard line.
Yeah, that penalty that was on Williamsport, moved that ball up, and they've done a nice job thus far. Williamsport's defense has.
Colin Telenko is in at quarterback for the Warriors. Takes the snap in the shotgun, hands it around the right side. Not much room to run for Blake Main.
Blake Main on the stop for the Cats.
Picks up about a yard. Jordan Wigfall drags him down.
Yeah, that was almost a horse collar tackle. Got him on the side, and if he would have grabbed him around the back of the jersey, that would have been a penalty. But got him on the side, and I was interested to see if the referee was going to, what kind of view he had of that.
Also, a quick announcement: middle school band members may be picked up from the band room.
Second down and 9. Telenko hands to Collier again, and
22, Russell Collier on
short
the carry.
gain before 4 or 5 Wildcats wrap him up there.
Number 18.
That's an inside run play, and it's a version of a buck sweep play out of the wing tee, and
Bruce Brown.
But the fullback's running the ball, true buck sweep, a wing runs it, but that's a version of.
Wigfall, the first one in there to make contact with the running back, Caden King. Parker Abbott in there as well. Third down at about 7. pitch goes to Parker DeBall.
And
32 on a carry again for the Warriors.
He gets a couple before he's taken out of bounds.
Number 7 for the Cats.
Right around the 45-yard line.
It'll bring up 4th down.
So I have
now
a
for
4th
the
down and
Warriors
about 5.
6.
And Boonsboro feels like they can on their side of on Williamsport's side of the 50. One thing they said, they feel like they can, be successful in these medium and short yards downs on 3rd and 4th down.
4th down play. Flag comes down on the near sideline.
And that's a 1st down unless there's a penalty on the Warriors.
Flag was thrown at the line of scrimmage.
And they've moved the sticks, which they shouldn't do until the
and 79, Dylan Scarlett.
Till the penalty is
However, there was a flag on the play.
talked about and discussed to who the penalty is on.
Nice run there by Parker DeBall. We'll see what the penalty is here.
And that was a little counter play out of the wing T scheme.
And it's going to be a procedure call against Boonsboro. So that's going to negate the 1st down, take them back 5 yards. So it'll be a 4th and 10. And Boonsboro will send in the punt team now.
So this is going to be an interesting play here to see how Williamsport is going to line up to this formation and actually where Boonsboro is going to kick the ball here.
David Grayton, Messiah Martin back to receive the kick for Williamsport. Nice kick headed towards Grayton, but he's going to let it roll, and it goes close to the end zone. He may have, and they are calling it a touchback.
Yes, they
into
are.
the end zone.
Number 6.
Yeah, the one thing they in the return game they didn't want to try to limit as many times as the returners for Williamsport is that Grayton back there limit their touches, if you will.
A good call by Grayton to let that one roll into the end zone. So Williamsport will get its first opportunity with the ball.
So Coach Small was talking to me about they're going to do some different things as personnel packages and moving people around based on not so much shifting in motion like Boonsboro, but lining the skill players up in different positions in their receiving positions. And we got Ciante one-on-one, but Boonsboro's covering him 2 over 1. And
there's the pass to Wilmore, caught and still on his feet. Ciante Wilmore all the way to the 40-yard line of the Warriors. Gabe Parker to Wilmore, picks up 40 yards.
And that's that big play that Coach Wade alluded to at any moment.
1st down.
So let's see how Boonsboro is going to defend this formation.
Gabe Parker, the quarterback. One running back to his left. And now Wilmore comes in motion. Fakes the handoff, and now a little...
Oh, they're going to... So that's going to be a penalty. You can't throw a ball to an offensive lineman, and if you do, the offensive lineman can't touch it. But even if you hit the ball, hit the offensive lineman with the ball, it's illegal touching. So that's going to be a penalty on the Wildcats here. Now, Boonsboro runs a what's called a 3-4 defense. They got 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers. And Coach Small said the best unit on their team is their linebackers. Coach Wadle said the best unit on his team is the linebackers on defense. So that's, interesting that both have figured that out. But Boonsboro is real athletic at their linebacker position. And their defensive line are guys who can move. So they move their offensive line, move them, do what's called a slant and an angle, move them left, move them right, and let the linebackers fill where the holes are. So we're going to see a lot of that, and that's what just disrupted that little screenplay that Williamsport was trying to run that last play.
So 1st and 15 now from the 45-yard line. Parker handoff up the middle. Good run here from Kason Biesecker.
Landon McAllister on the carry that time for the Cats. Stopped by number 70, Stephen LaPole. Bring up second down.
We're hearing a different name from the PA announcer. Landon McAllister on that run. With a pickup of 10. And that'll bring up a second down and 5 at the Boonsboro 35. Parker looking to throw again. He has Wilmore, and it's picked off. Coming back the other way. It's Blake Main.
Pass is intercepted by number.
Returns it into Williamsport territory.
Blake Main for the Warriors.
We'll take another look here, Coach.
Yeah, they were trying to throw to Ciante on a go route, and he just overthrew him.
And there is a flag
Parker
down.
Overthrew him. Yeah, I saw the hold right back here on the return. Now, there could have been 2 holding calls, and I'm seeing which one are they calling.
And we had holding against the Warriors. That'll give the Wildcats a 1st and 10.
So the 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So that negated about a 35-yard return on that interception.
Yeah, Maine had taken that all the way into Williamsport territory, but instead, the Warriors will start from their own 24. The interception stands.
Yep.
So Boonsboro takes over. 6:27 to go here in the first period. Handoff up the middle to Collier. He has enough for the first down across the 40-yard line. Taken down at about the 41. Nice pickup of 17 from Russell Collier.
4, David Grayton on the stop for the Cats. The Warriors will have it 1st and 10 after the run from their own 40-yard.
Mark him down at the 40-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from there.
So that's a run up inside and hit them right in the, right in the middle. Now they're going to run the ball outside and get them in a guessing game. You're going to run it inside, you're going to run it outside. I think that's going to be a legal procedure, possibly.
Flag down on the far sideline.
Stopped by number 4, the Cats, David Grayton.
Blake Main was taken down right around the line of scrimmage. Official still discussing here. We'll see what the call is. Wildcats are pointing Boonsboro's way.
Yep.
It is going to be a procedure call against Boonsboro.
We had a procedure penalty.
So marked off 5, and it'll be 1st down and 15 now from the 35 for the Warriors.
Penalty was declined by the Cats. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors.
Correct that. The Wildcats decline the penalty, so they take the result of the play, which was no gain. So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 at the 40.
So thus far they ran a inside trap, but they run a speed sweep. So here we get in rocket motion. This is and there's the little, they call that play a belly play. It's a fullback run, but the wing back on the other side is leading them upside and blocking. It's old school I-back, what they call isolation play. And that is a staple in the Warrior offense.
3rd down and 10 for the Warriors.
Russell Collier wrapped up there. Parker Abbott again in on the play. Tyson Cleary as well. So 3rd down and a long 9 after the short game there from Collier.
I haven't seen a pass, and here comes the waggle pass.
Salemko under pressure, has a man up.
David Grayton did a nice job breaking that up.
Pass is intended for number
Jaden Dembo was the intended receiver.
And the Wildcats broke up by number 4, David Grayton. Bring up 4th down now for the Warriors.
And Telemco, nice job getting that ball off with the defender bearing down on him from behind.
To receive the punt for the Cats, number 4, David Grayton, and number 7, Messiah Martin. Doing the punting for the Warriors, number
It's
6.
a 4th and long.
Edward Bonacay.
Edward Bonacay is the punter.
Oh,
snap over his head, gets it away. Nice kick for being on the run. It's going to get a nice roll for the Warriors once again inside the 15-yard line.
That is
down to about the 13.
I mean, that ball was down to the Boonsboro's 15. That was a nice job on that punt. Now we're going to.
There's another flag down on the field, right around the 45-yard line.
Cats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line.
Kudos to
we have a flag.
Bokai for getting that kick away, and a nice one.
Yes, he did a nice job getting that, and that's one of those where you teach the punters the ball snap is, if you can get it, punt it, get it, and get it out of there. Williamsport did not do what's called secure the kick, and most often in most punt returns you want to send somebody, whether you've got a return, what's called a pressure return, a wall return, but there always should be somebody trying to go make sure the ball is punted and there's not a fake, and but to make sure it's punted, but also to secure the kick, meaning you go secure to make sure the punters get the ball off. If there is a snap that's bad, those type of things. So
the call is holding against Williamsport.
Warrior 1st down in the holding call. The 1st and 10.
So
Warriors from the Wildcat, 49 yards.
So the 10-yard penalty, just enough for a 1st down for Boonsboro.
So what I'm
after
wondering,
the punt.
Usually if the ball has been punted, that means a change of possession has occurred. So the holding had to happen before the change of possession occurred.
Perhaps when he was scrambling to pick up the ball.
So those out there wondering why that was a penalty, that's the best explanation I could find.
Now we have another
and that's
flag
going to be
down.
encroachment on Williamsport.
So new life here for Boonsboro. They get a first and 10 just across midfield, and now another 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 5 around the 45. Handoff goes to Parker DeBall. No, I'm sorry, excuse me, Blake Main.
33, Blake Main.
He's tripped up after a
Stop by the Cats.
gain of about 2.
41, Aiden McAllister.
Brings up 2nd down and 3.
2nd down and about 4.
Now this is Williamsport. This is the 2nd time they've had a penalty that's given Boonsboro a short yardage on 1st down, and those are the things defensively you want to limit. So we got some shifting and motion going on here.
Telemco directing traffic. Receivers switch sides.
So
Now
we're getting a little quarterback.
Rolling out, has the man and caught.
A nice catch. That was Blake Main on the catch.
Blake Main down at the 15-yard line.
To number 33, Blake Main.
It's going to be a pickup of about 27 yards.
The Warriors will have 1st and 10 now from the Wildcat 15-yard line.
Good coverage there by Grayton, but
Yes.
Main just had a step on him.
Yeah, he did. He made a nice catch, a one-handed catch, was able to bring that ball in and come down and secure the catch, as we always call it. And now we got a little scissors play. It's called a crisscross counter.
Another flag comes in.
For the Warriors. The stop for the Cats, number 21, Aiden McAllister.
Main dropped for
And
no
got a
gain.
hold on the play.
So here you're going to play field position. I know Coach Small declined that last penalty. He took the play and said, we'll take the 2nd down. This one, you gotta play field position and back them up. 1st and 20.
Just outside the 25-yard line. Boonsboro will set the offense once again.
Warriors will have it 1st and 10 now from the Wildcat 25. 1st and long.
Telemco empty backfield, and now DeBall in motion, gets the handoff. takes it up the middle for a pickup of about 7 yards.
It was a nice hard run.
Stop for the Cats.
Parker DeBall.
Number 1, Logan
We got somebody number 70 for Stephen Lapple limping there for the Warriors.
And about 11 for the Warriors.
Make that a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Bradley Badgers in for Claypole.
17-yard line for the Warriors.
We got a lot of spade green out there.
The pitch is to DeBall. He gets it inside the 15-yard line, run out of bounds.
They call that rocket sweep in their offense, Boonsboro does, and it gets the wing back out and wide in space, out wider than the in-man line of scrimmage, and it gives you a head start on a good run. But Williamsport's done a nice job of limiting that run, getting out on the edge and getting north and south.
3rd down and about 8 from the 13. To Lemko, rolling to his right. Here. Nobody open, and he's got to tuck it away.
Number 12.
Aiden McAllister there to make the stop.
On the stop for the Cats.
It'll be a loss of.
So Owen Hardy, I was going to say we're within his range. Owen Hardy is coming in.
Ball at the 15-yard line.
So he's on the 22, going to be about a 32-yarder here.
Owen Hardy, the kicker. Logan Atkinson will hold. Snap and the hold. Hardy's kick is up. It is short. From 32.
Number 10 of the Warriors. Owen Hardy.
So we remain scoreless here with 2 minutes to go in the first period.
To go in the first quarter.
As the Wildcats offense comes back onto the field.
So that's the second week in a row we've had a field goal try early in the game, and it looked like there was a miscommunication with the holder and the kicker. Not sure what was the issue, but I could see them talking on the way out. Usually something went awry in the operation there. But hopefully they'll get it back and get going. That's one of those things hard to practice on the sideline during the game because kickers like to warm up.
Williamsport 1st and 10 from their own 20.
So Coach Small said he wanted to try to get his running game going, and during average at 56 yards a game runs to the football, and
number 44.
that has slowly, steadily declined over the last few weeks. And I know Coach Small said the Catoctin game they were behind and had to throw the ball a lot, so he really wanted to get the running game going and getting it on track.
24 yard.
Pickup of 4. Makes it 2nd and 6. Handoff is to McAllister again.
Number 2, Landon McAllister on the carry for the Cats. On the stop at time. For
dropped for no gain. Maybe a half a yard. 3rd down and a short 6 here. We're inside a minute to go here in the first period.
So 3rd down, and what we call these medium downs. So you don't have to get the big play. You just got to get the 5 yards here is what you're trying to get your receivers. If they're going to throw the ball, they want to run these what's called intermediate routes. And so we're going to see what they're going to do and how Boonsboro is going to defend it.
And we're going to have to delay a game call.
Now that 3rd and 5, which is a 3rd medium play, just turned to what's called a 3rd and extra long. Those 5 yards changed a lot of things.
Back and back, 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
So it looks like Williamsport's going to change their formation and change their play from what they had originally go. And that's what I mean. That's a play call situation where you got to try to run something a little different. There's a big difference between 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10. Actually, 3rd and 11 here.
2 receivers stacked on either side. Parker back to throw out into the flat for McAllister, and he's dropped.
So that was
no
nice
gain.
Yep, nice job on the Warrior defense playing coverage. And I know Coach Wade said that they played coverage really well, and Coach Small said the same thing. And Coach Small even went as far to get a little technical with me and saying they do a nice job of playing one more over the number of receivers that they have in the formation. And that play there, they had 3 over 2 on each side. And their defense allows that to happen, how they line up.
That does it for the first period. No score between the Boonsboro Warriors and the Williamsport Wildcats. Stay with us. More to come here from Williamsport High School.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown, Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown, Kia.
The Washington County Health Department Tobacco Education and Enforcement Program extends its heartfelt gratitude to these vigilant guardians of public health, to our esteemed tobacco retailers who've successfully passed their 2024 compliance checks. We applaud your unwavering dedication. Your commitment to refusing tobacco sales to minors not only upholds the law, but also fosters a healthier and safer environment for our entire community. Thank you for being the shining example of responsible retail practices.
Back here at Williamsport High School, getting ready for the second quarter. Ciante Wilmore back in punt formation for the Wildcats. High snap over his head. He able to get the kick off. And it's going to be Parker DeBall receiving it at the 43-yard line. Lots of backtrack, trying to get back around, and he gets across midfield. DeBall, there's a flag down as he takes it across the Williamsport 35-yard line. While we wait to see what that penalty is, we remind you tonight's live coverage
Guaranteed
brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishing much success to the student athletes participated in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities.
It's either going to be a block in the back or a hold. It just said it's a holding.
On the return.
The ball covered a lot of ground from one sideline to the other, and
so it looked like Boonsboro ran what was called just a return, where they secured the kick with number 20, Jaden Dembo, from our sideline, and they sent everybody from the front side blocking and the back side blocking, trailed their man down the field, and that's why you saw it run into their sideline. Some people call it the picket fence type of thing, but usually a picket fence is a true what's called a wall type return, where you drop guys off and set them into a wall, if you will.
First and 10 Boonsboro from the 38 after the 10-yard penalty on the punt return.
So we're seeing the chess match play out here a little bit. Boonsboro's trying to run the ball inside and then come right back with an outside run. And they're trying to get, Williamsport into a guessing game.
Very reminiscent of the old Clayton Anders Boonsboro teams, where you're kind of looking for the hot hand, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what Coach Radel told me. They're going to try to chess match to see who's doing what, and they got them on another hard count. And so Boonsboro uses a cadence that they try to get, use some voice inflection, use some, words to try to get the guys to jump off sides. And so it's an interesting system that they use.
Makes it second down and 4.
33 on the carry.
Blake Main carries this one up the middle for a
stop
pick
for
up
the Cats.
close to a first down.
All right, now here we go. We're going on what's
Number
called
50,
tempo.
Tyson Clary.
And
It is a first down.
However, was good
so
for
they just got a first, and they're lining
down.
right back up
We'll have it 1st and 10 now.
and running another play here.
9-yard line.
And
This one's going to go against Boonsboro.
yep.
Lots of movement in the backfield. Interesting formation that time for the Warriors.
Yes, it is, and it's actually their short yardage formation that they've been employing this year. But they can run it in other down and distances. But I think maybe they thought that was going to be a short yardage, and then they got the first. So you never want to have a bad penalty, but that may not have been that too bad, if you will. Well, here they are, 1st and 15, starting out in it, and
From the 45, direct snap this time to Blake Main. I'm sorry, DeBall.
yeah, it's the ball. Yeah,
He gets it back to right around midfield, so pick up a 5.
usually they take Telmaco out when they do that. Now he's back in. Sometimes they put him out at wide receiver on that too, and sometimes they've kept him in the backfield. And there comes the counter play again. So what they're doing, Mark, is trying to give Williamsport all kind of different looks to, get them going one way, running up inside. When they're running outside, run outside. When they, think they're going to run inside, and you get them all that moving, and you hit them with the counter. And that's just what they ran right there. And Aiden McAllister slowed him up in the backfield, which slowed that play down just a little bit. And Xavier Bowie ended up cleaning that up.
Wigfall and Cleary in there as well. So 3rd and about 8. Telemco looking downfield. This ball up and intercepted.
Yep.
And it's Jordan Wigfall. He was looking for Blake Main again, but a little short on the throw, and Wigfall able to pull that one in.
So that's a little sprint out play that Boonsboro runs, and they call it post circle. A lot of people call it a post wheel, where the outside receiver runs towards the goal post, and the inside receiver runs behind him and runs up the sideline. Yesterday, I know Williamsport was working on that play quite a bit, making sure that was covered. So Wigfall did a nice job getting up in the air and high pointing that ball, we call that.
So the Wildcats take over on their own 20-yard line. Another flag.
They got 2
thrown.
penalties.
One right around the middle of the pile and one near the far sideline.
So I'm going to say probably one is a hold that's down inside here, and I just saw the hold right there.
Against the Warriors. Personal.
Oh, they called a phase. I wonder what the penalty was outside. There was another penalty out on the edge. I saw a hold on that play.
Yeah, they did get McAllister's face mask as he was getting through the hole. So that'll give the Wildcats a first down at about the 37-yard line.
So we got a little 2-by-2 set with the Wildcats.
Parker, the quarterback, hands off to McAllister. Nowhere for him to run that time.
So
Grant McLean there on the tackle.
Graham came off the edge here as an outside backer, and
bring out 2nd down and about.
Or as a defense tackle. They ran a slant, and they ran right into the trap. That's what Williamsport was running. They were running a trap there.
Loss of 2 on the play makes it 2nd down and 12.
They're in their trips formation here, so let's see how they defend this. Boonsboro hasn't. They've run this a couple times. We got another delay of game. The last time they were in trips, they ran a delay of game. So it must be something that's whatever play they're trying to get out of that.
We had delay of game against the Cats.
The last time it was a medium down. This was a long down. So I think there might be staying in the play here.
2nd down and 17. 3 receivers on the near side. 1 on the far sideline. Parker looking to the middle, has a man there. It's Kamiko Heron.
Number 3, Kamiko Heron.
Picks up about 7 yards, right to about the original line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, that was a really nice route
11 for the Cats.
by Kamiko, and Trevor Sowers did a nice job defending that. And that's one of those where Gabe Parker threw the ball where the defender isn't. We got a blitz going.
3rd and 10, and Parker trying to get that out to Wilmore and incomplete. Logan Atkinson there in coverage for the Warriors. Makes it 4th and 10. Punting situation here. Deontay Wilmore will drop back.
So we've had 2 interceptions in the game, and both defenses have stymied the offense after the turnover, and that's good. So let's see what type of return we're going to get here. We got Collier and the ball back.
And that one going towards the ball, and he's going to let it roll out of bounds.
We got a flag here.
Yeah, I think that's no flag. I think he was marking where that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe meant to throw his bean back instead of his flag.
The Warriors will take over. 1st and 10.
My initial thought was maybe he thought that was a kickoff, way that ball went in the end. We got a timeout here.
Williamsport taking a timeout. And we appreciate you joining us here for our live coverage of high school football on Antietam Broadband this evening, channel 6 and 806. If you're watching us live streaming on YouTube as well, thank you for watching us there. Our live coverage tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. Several opportunities to catch replays of our game here tonight. Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and 6th. 2 opportunities both of those days, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then Monday and Tuesday, October 7th and October 8th, replays at 8 p.m. A couple opportunities to catch our volleyball match from Wednesday night. Williamsport at North Hagerstown. North winning that in a 3-set sweep. You can catch it after our game here tonight, Friday night at 10 p.m. And then Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and October 6th at 1 p.m. And we have more live volleyball coverage coming to you next Wednesday night from Williamsport High School. It'll be the Clear Spring Blazers, 2-time defending Class 1A state champions, taking on the Williamsport Wildcats. Telemko's throw has a man wide open. It's Blake Main all the way down inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down at about the 7.
Complete to number 33, Blake Main. Finally stopped by number 7 of the Cats, Messiah Mark.
Gain of about 60 yards on the pass.
Yep. That's a really nice throw, nice catch. And that's one of those plays where they've given them, as the first time they threw the ball on 1st down, and they give them a lot of eye candy before that. Now they come up and hit them big over top. Now they're running their patent speed sweep.
It's Blake Main again. He's knocked down.
David Grayton, I believe.
That's number 4, David Grayton.
Was Grayton on the stop.
2nd and goal from about the
Main
6-yard line.
Off the field a little gingerly. Favoring a leg. Keep an eye on that. 2nd down and goal from about the 5-yard line. The ball in motion, cuts it up the middle, nowhere to run.
And that is
32
number 18. That is Tamaji Boyce Brown.
Stop for the Cats that time, number 18.
Nice job by him.
He's been out for a few weeks, and he's finally made it back. He's wearing number 18.
Bring up 3rd down and goal now from about the 5.
3rd and goal from the 5. No gain on that play for DeBall. A whistle and a timeout taken here by the Wildcats.
So they weren't lined up right, and I know they had some issues yesterday in practice with, particularly in this red zone offense. But so whatever they're doing defensively, they want to match that up. And it was funny, Coach Small said yesterday, I'm not taking a timeout because we don't get lined up. And I know as a coach, when you're down in the red zone, if you're not lined up, you're going to take a timeout. So, so that's one of those where I just chuckled to myself when he said that. So what you're trying to think here is you got to get lined up. What are they going to do? It's 3rd and 7, 3rd and goal from the 7. So are we going to, they're going to try to throw the ball, a little sprint out pass. Are they going to run, an outside run? Or are they going to run some eye candy? Running some kind of motion and come back the other way. So a lot of choices here with this offense, and it's hard to, defend. So your biggest thing to do is you got to keep what's called eye discipline. Read your keys and go where your key takes you.
We'll see what the Warriors come up with here.
They're in their full house backfield. This is old looking wing tee stuff here. 4 in the backfield. They did not call penalty on them, but they moved in the backfield.
There's a direct snap to DeBall.
And they're calling
out a touchdown. Signal coming from the line judge on the near sideline. We take a look here at the replay. And DeBall did get the ball across. So Boonsboro on the board first here. 6:13 to go in the second quarter.
The extra point attempt for the Warriors, number 10.
On the 5-yard touchdown run by Parker DeBall. Owen Hardy on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. Owen Hardy adds the extra point. So with 6:13 to go, the Warriors take a 7-0 lead here at Williamsport. Stay with us. More to come here on Antietam Broadband.
Again, a reminder.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown, Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
Back at Williamsport High School, the Boonsboro Warriors now with a 7-0 lead over the Wildcats. 6:13 to go here in the first half. Glad to have you with us here on Antietam Broadband. High school football brought to you by Hagerstown Kia.
So that play they scored a touchdown on, that's without that full house backfield. All they did was ran behind the tight end, the guard, and the tackle, and they had 3 other blockers, and it's hard to defend. You have to stymie the linemen and not to give the backs in the backfield anywhere to go. But they were unable to do that this time. Boonsboro played it nice the last couple times.
Messiah Martin on the return.
Martin on a nice return. Oh, did he fumble the ball? Yeah, he kept hold of it. They were trying to strip the ball out.
On the stop at time for the Warriors, number 25, Jaden King. Wildcats will take over now, 1st and 10 from
so Williamsport offense back on the field now, starting from their own 29-yard line. And Coach, you mentioned, Williamsport being kind of the big play offense. It was the Boonsboro touchdown set up by the big play.
Yep, it sure was. So a little roll reverse. But Ciante had that big catch earlier. And Williamsport was able to capitalize on it. So, but yeah, this is one of those where Coach Small said we gotta hang in here and know that they can strike, but he wasn't expecting a big strike.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that 60-yard pass from Telemco to Blake Main, getting the Warriors into the red zone and eventually the ball in for the touchdown. McAllister with a gain of 3 on first down, and now it's Parker airing it out. Looking for Jordan Wigfall, but incomplete.
Yeah, out of those trips, and it was number 2 up the seam, and Boonsboro did a nice job with their safety and their outside linebacker running that. They had that, what's called viced up. In other words, one had him in underneath, one had him over top. You can do it outside, inside, which is how they're playing Wilmore when he's the single side receiver. But I'm assuming they're going to give him a little bit of rest for defense here and then try to get him back in. Counte's on the sideline right now.
3rd and long. Blitz up the middle. Parker gets it away. It's going to fall incomplete.
Russ Collier on the blitz there.
Parker with no time to throw that time. And as you mentioned, Collier just blew that play up completely.
Yep.
So it'll be 4th down and 9. And that spot for Williamsport keeps moving closer to the 30-yard line. They were out close to the 32. Snap to Wilmore. He fumbles the snap. Now he's got to scramble, gets the kick away. Low line drive. And DeBall's going to pick it up at the 35. Going east-west, and not much room to run. Taken down out there by Landon McAllister. DeBall returns it to about the 40-yard line.
So it's the same return they ran the last time. And you try to teach those returners, if you're going to run those sideline type returns, get east and west to set up your blocks. And then your blockers are watching you go east and west. And when the returner turns up, that's when they set their block. But I think right down here they thought there was a penalty, but he hit him on the side, didn't hit him, and you want to teach them to make sure they see eyeballs before you block them. We got 5 minutes left here, so let's see. There's a little counter. And we're trying to run a little, and we got men downfield. So this is going to be, well, let's see. I don't want to speculate here because we have men downfield 10 yards when the ball was thrown. So I'm not sure if they're calling illegal man downfield. Yes, that's what they're calling. Yep. Because I hear a receiver, I didn't catch the number, maybe we'll see it on the replay, a receiver and defensive back, they were locked up. I was going to say, I don't think they're going to call that because it was a run. And they, I think maybe with an option of a pass, an RPO, but it's supposed to happen much faster.
Illegal man downfield.
So it's a 5-yard penalty. Here, take a look at the replay.
Yeah, right here. Is that Grayton for, I didn't see the receiver was. So they're back to the play that they threw, the big play to, did he catch it on the, that's a waggle play there.
It is a catch to Trevor Sowers.
Trevor on the catch.
That was a 2nd and 15 play. And that'll make it.
So they're back to their
that
full house
backfield and all kinds of room. There goes.
That was the same exact play that they ran.
DeBall, excuse me.
Yep.
Collier's 22, DeBall 32. So it's Parker DeBall. His 2nd touchdown of the night. Goes for 53 yards. Get a look at the replay, and it's just DeBall outrunning the defense.
So that's one of those risk it, biscuit type plays. You're Williamsport plays a defense where they got 8 men within the line of scrimmage. Let's get this here. Owen Hardy, good.
Hardy's good on the extra point.
With 4:14
Makes it
left to go in the
14-0.
first half.
Boonsboro
Score.
with 4:14 to go in the first half. Our high school football coverage brought to you by Hagerstown Kia.
Williamsport High School would like to thank
Parking the ball now with
Gray from Meredith Sports
2 touchdowns on the night. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities.
So that's 2 touchdowns out of that full house formation. I know some people call that Notre Dame for the old Notre Dame box single wing way back in Newt Rockney's time. And I'm not sure exactly how Boonsboro calls that formation, but you got 3 running backs on one side and the backfield. And again, it was the same exact play that they ran and scored on the first one. It was their short yardage, but it was 3rd and 7 down here on the goal line and run it. So you could see how that play can go big when you got 8 men within the line of scrimmage like Williamsport plays. If there's one crease in the seam, one crack, you could get exploited.
I'm sorry, 7.
Edward Boakai kicking this one off.
On the return for the Cats, number 18.
Tamaji
Boyce
Brown on the return. Gets the Wildcats out to the 40-yard line.
From their own
4:09 to go here before halftime.
40-yard line.
So we got 4 minutes. Williamsport's going to be in there. You want to get points here, so you want to be in your quote-unquote 4-minute offense, but 4-minute let's get a score offense, and more than just get a first down. So different modes of thinking here. They started on a track.
Parker hands to Landon McAllister for a pickup of about 3. The Wildcats will receive the second half kickoff. So getting points on the board here would be huge.
2nd and 7 for the Cats.
And helping the Wildcats turn the tide. Second and 7. Wildcats with 2 receivers on either side.
Again, and here we go.
McAllister has the first down, gets across midfield and took down about the 48-yard line.
So another piece of the chess match from Williamsport's side is they're trying to spread the offense out, put the athletes out in space, make Boonsboro bring out their outside backers, their safeties, their corners, so they were 2-by-2 to get 3 defenders over 2, and that it leaves you with a shallow box, they call it, a 5-man box. And so you try to exploit that by running up inside. So now
clock running, we're approaching 3 minutes. Williamsport with just 1 timeout remaining. Parker looking downfield, has a man, broken up. Nice defense by the Warriors.
Number 30,
David Great.
Landon Salerson.
Salerson.
I know Coach Wadle talked about him as a sophomore defensive back.
Bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cats.
And then number 3, Jaden Paul's a sophomore as well.
And Grayton had a step.
Yes, he did. He did. If he takes the ball out of the air with his hands, that's probably a catch, but he was letting it come into his body.
2nd down and 10 from the 49. Wildcats with trips to the left. Handoffs to McAllister. Across the 45-yard line.
Landon McAllister for the Cats.
As
we're inside 3 minutes now.
On the stop for the Warriors, number
clock is running.
Trevor Sowers. Bring up 3rd.
So this is a big play right here.
6.
You got to have to get a first down here.
6 for the
mark him down at the 45, so 3rd and 6. Wilmore and Grayton.
Timeout
on the right side here, and a timeout taken by Williams.
That's their last, I believe.
It is their final timeout here of the first half with 2:22 to go. So put us in this Williamsport huddle here, Coach. What are we talking about? What are we looking to maybe do here?
We have not seen a couple things that Williamsport runs. We haven't seen a true hit screen. We haven't seen a bubble screen. And we haven't seen anything off the bubble, which is like you fake the bubble out of that trips, bring like 2 or 3, swing him like in the backfield, and send the other 2 receivers running like little post slants back behind it. That can exploit what Boonsboro's doing. They haven't ran that yet, which I'm surprised they haven't done. Everything's been down the field, but they got 3rd and 6 is manageable down, so they're going to run an intermediate route, try to get to the sticks. Now they might have one guy go deep to do what's a clearing route and run something behind it. So let's see what formation. They're going to come out in their trips, and they got Ciante in at number 2. So they're probably setting something up for him, but Logan Atkinson's going to try to reroute him and hold him up off the line of scrimmage to mess up the timing for Gabe Parker, mess up timing of the route. And that's what Boonsboro's been doing. They've been doing it pretty successful.
3rd and 6.
There we go, post wheel.
Parker hit as he throws.
Yep, he didn't have time.
Jaden King applying the pressure and making the hit just as Parker got that one away. We'll take another look here, and that definitely affected the throw.
Yep, they had Ciante open. They ran the Boonsboro post wheel out of the trips. They ran Ciante. Grayton ran the post, which he dropped the ball on earlier, and they ran Ciante up the sideline. He could have thrown to either one of those 2 because they had their Boonsboro did a nice job defending, but they had it. If he threw it the right place, he could have thrown them open, as we call it.
4th down and 6, and it's Wilmore punting this away. Gets a good roll into the end zone. So Boonsboro
and the punt goes in the end zone.
Will have 2 minutes and 6 seconds to work with here, and all 3 of their timeouts.
Warriors will take over 1st and 10 from their.
So I suspect what Boonsboro's going to try to do here, they're going to try to. I'm not going to say they're not going to want to score, but they're going to try to get another 1st down, and maybe just take it to the locker room and see what we can do. Now they've scored on basically essentially they've had 2 big plays. So being a big long drive team, they haven't shown that yet. So we're going to see what they do here in the last 2 minutes. And I'm not saying they can't do that. I'm just saying it hasn't happened. They come out throwing the ball, and I know Coach Waito don't want to do that. That is a big sack that they just he just lost a lot of yards.
On the quarterback
loss
sack
of about
for the Cats,
10 yards. Where are they marking him?
Yeah, it's good 10, at least 10.
It's like the official is at the 10-yard line.
They did him a favor by moving that up because that was back inside the 5.
We're up 2nd down now.
I know where what we call forward progress, but he was still going backwards before he was made contact down inside the 5. So Boonsboro got a favorable spot there.
So 2nd down and 20 for Boonsboro from their own 10.
Now they're back to.
Looks like Collier.
Yep.
Coming around the left side.
Time for the Warriors, number 22.
I think now Boonsboro is just going to try to run as much clock off here as they can.
Yep, this is their
deep in their end.
Yep, that was the old wing T play.
Tyson Clark.
Of what we call buck sweep.
Bring up 3rd and long.
That's a staple in their offense.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's run a little different now, this pistol wing T, but it's still very effective play.
Boonsboro once again here with the full house backfield. The ball taking the snap. He's going to follow that wall.
And there we go again.
Gets the 1st down. All kinds of room for Parker to ball. Gets it out to midfield.
32 on the carry that time.
Just shy of the 50-yard line.
On the stop at
so what they're doing out of that full house backfield, again, that's the same play. Their blockers are just trying to fill the gaps in between the guard, tackle, and tight end. They're trying to, I don't know how, Boonsboro must have called timeout.
Yeah, Boonsboro did take a timeout here. They've got 2 remaining, 23 seconds left here in the first half. Ball right around midfield. Do you take a shot downfield here?
I would. I would. There's 23 seconds. You got 2 timeouts. You've already hit a big play. You know, you're, 45 yards, 50 yards from the end zone. So why not try to, take a shot and see what you can get.
If you can, pick up a chunk here, 25, 30 yards, you're at least going to give Owen Hardy a chance.
Right. So here they're going to come out. Now, they've just ran this formation. We've seen it about 5 times now. It's been the same play. Now they got a guy out receiver, so I knew something was coming. And there's Telmico out wide, and they were going to run a little pass out of it now.
He just throws that away out of bounds.
So there was their one way of taking a shot. Now they might come back and go into their conventional offense because they got a lot of room to play to that field. That's why I was surprised they ran it into the boundary. Running in the boundary, you got 17 yards from the hash. You only had 1 receiver here, so it may have been a play where he was running over here and trying to throw back across the field. Now they're in their regular wing T formation here, tight end wing and a slot and a wide. I'm going to look for them to run a sprint out. Now the referees are discussing is if he's outside and he's running and if there's any receivers and he just throws it out of bounds. So they're calling
to throw a flag here.
Yeah, intentional grounding. Now, yeah, it's the rule in high school is a little different than the rule in the NFL. But about being in the tackle box, out of the tackle box in high school. Now, what Colin could have done a little better job, he had a receiver down here, throw it down to the receiver and throw it out of bounds. But he threw it right here along the side. So, so I guess the line judge had to get confirmation from the white hat, the head referee, that is, to make sure that he was right in his rule interpretation here. So with 14 seconds left, I'm going to think with 2 timeouts, Boonsboro's probably going to try another shot down the field. Yeah, that's a loss of down play. So
3rd and 15 now at their own 45. Clock is running.
And here's the same play they ran earlier, and throwback screen. That's called
complete to Collier. He either needs to get down or get out of bounds, and he's down now, but time runs out.
That is a nice time to run back. That's called waggle throwback. And high discipline got the Wildcats there for that big play. This is a really nice play. See, they fake the buck sweep, pull the guards the other way, run, and throw back here. Now, Williamsport was practicing that situation like yesterday when I was here, and they were playing straight zone. So that looks bad, but the guy that would have had him in a man-to-man concept was back here and made the tackle. So so it's not as bad, but when you're 14 seconds left, 45 yards, you got to defend the field and keep everything in front of you. But Boonsboro may come back to that.
Right. That does it for the first half here. Boonsboro with a 14-0 lead over the home-standing Williamsport Wildcats. Stay with us. We'll talk about what we saw in the first half, and hopefully Bob Parcelletti will have somebody to speak to here at halftime as well. High school football on Antietam Broadband, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia. More to come after this.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
Are you tired of living with water that is causing rust stains, hard water spots, or bad smell or taste? With S&L Water Solutions, you'll know from your initial call that your water is our priority. We offer well pump services, water testing and treatment, and salt delivery. No water or low water pressure? We fix that too. Let S&L Water customize a complete water system for your specific needs. Just because your water's clear doesn't mean it's clean. Locally owned and operated. Call S&L Water Solutions for an in-home estimate today.
When you need someone who will come through no matter what, someone who will go the extra mile, Cumberland Valley Heating and Air specializes in the installation of residential and commercial heating and air solutions. 24/7 emergency service delivers our promise of getting you the help you need when you need it. We're the tri-state experts in heating, air conditioning, and above all, comfort. Cumberland Valley Heating and Air. It's hard to stop a train.
Running the bases, it's more than just about speed. It's about agility, endurance, and resilience. But injuries can slow you down. At Meritus, we specialize in keeping athletes at their peak. From prevention to recovery, from rookies to professionals, our team of experts are here to keep you at the top of your game.
One more time.
Welcome back here to Williamsport High School, halftime of our high school football game. Boonsboro with a 14-0 lead over the Williamsport Wildcats. Glad to have you with us here on Antietam Broadband. Mark Keller along with Coach Pete Urish. And, well, we mentioned it in the first half here that, the Williamsport expected to be the team with the big playability, but it's been a couple big plays by Boonsboro that have really set them up for their two scores.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. We had the big pass play to Maine. Well, that was about a 60-yarder on the waggle play. D-ball had that nice long run out of the full house backfield, and then right here at the end of the half, Russell Courier had about a 30-yard reception on the waggle throwback. So the way that Coach Small wanted to go into this game is to make Boonsboro beat them throwing the football. And, it's one of those now. Boonsboro's had a little bit of success throwing the football. So you got to figure out, what are you going to do to slow that down? And so we haven't really seen any pressure, but Williamsport's running a 5-man line, and they're trying to get pressure with their 5-man line and let everybody else cover. So it's interesting how that's been playing out. How Boonsboro's been able to get them when they or exploit them in their pass game some. So that's why the big plays have happened. Coach Wadle said it going into the game. They're a drive type team. They've tried to do that, but Williamsport's done a nice job with how they're playing, shutting that down and not letting them get first downs after first down after first down. Boonsboro's got 8 first downs thus far, but they've had to earn them. It hasn't come in big, long drive trunks. And so it's going to be interesting, the adjustments that are seen on both sides.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Boonsboro defensively, because as we said, expecting kind of the big plays, and Williamsport's had a couple nice gains, but Boonsboro a nice job of holding them down, keeping them bottled up a little bit.
Yeah. So I talked to Coach Nick Rhodes, their defense coordinator, and one of the things we talked about is what's their plan, and he said they got the matchups in their favor. So he used the term, we're going to isolate their receivers with our underneath coverage. So they're outside linebackers. And I said, well, what do you mean by isolate? He said, we're going to try to get on them and reroute them, disrupt their timing off the ball, make the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer than he wants to because they get the ball out quick. Hence, Coach Small said one of the best things they've been doing the last few weeks is getting the ball out quick. So Boonsboro recognizes, so they're trying to mess up the timing of the receivers off the ball, make the quarterback hold it, and by moving the defensive line, they're getting pressure on him by blitzing. And we've seen, 3 blitzes now that's gotten pressure.
Yeah.
One they got home, and the other 2 they got pressure on him. And both 3 times they've had receivers open, but they weren't able to get him, connect off the blitzes. But now we've had a drop pass by Grayton, which they had him defended, but he had him outran. So they're trying to play more defenders over the number of receivers that Williamsport's lining up in. And they're doing a great job. That's why you're seeing Williamsport run the ball a little bit more, because that's what Coach Small was expecting. He said, I expect them to get out of the box against our defenders, which means they're going to take their outside linebackers, move them out, leave 3 D linemen and 2 inside backers, and that's what we call 5 in the box. And you got 5 D linemen plus the running back. So we look at it offensively, that's 6 on 5. So we got a hat on a hat is what we call about it offensively. We can block all 5 defenders, and we can run the ball. But what's happening in Boonsboro is slanting and moving their defensive line. And by that slant and movement, that creates chaos along the offensive line. And sometimes you can get penetration up the field. That messes up Williamsport's run a little trap where they pull a guard across the ball. They run an inside zone and outside zone. Well, sometimes when you get pressure and you're blitzing a backer, that shuts it down. So we've seen a couple runs where Williamsport has, been successful, but we've seen where they've gotten stuffed. So it's a mismatch. I mean, it's a chess match, I should say, and we're trying to find the mismatch during the chess match. And so it's interesting how both teams are going to probably make some adjustments, but if you're Williamsport, look like we've given up 3 big plays, really 2 that counted because one's at the end of the half. Let's get some big plays on our side. Let's be quick strike. Let's do something. We got to find they haven't run any bubble screens. They haven't run any hitch screens or tunnel screens that I've watched them practice. They haven't done that. Maybe they're going to use that here in that second half. Now that when you're doing that they ran 1 hitch screen to Ciante and it got tackled. But you can run a play off that, and I watched them run. The guy jumps the hits, and you run a receiver down the field. He's going to be wide open. So I'm going to expect see Williamsport to run a little bit of hits, get back to what they call their quick game and hits game. So it's going to be interesting to see how the adjustments play out, as I said earlier.
Well, with these 2 teams, we expected a tight one. We've got a tight one so far, 14-0. The Warriors leading the Wildcats. It's homecoming night here at Williamsport tonight. The homecoming courts being introduced out here. So we're going to take a break here now. Have more to come here on the halftime report after this. Stay with us. High school football here on Antietam Broadband, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
Are you tired of living with water that is causing rust stains, hard water spots, or bad smell or taste? With S&L Water Solutions, you'll know from your initial call that your water is our priority. We offer well pump services, water testing and treatment, and salt delivery. No water or low water pressure? We fix that too. Let S&L Water customize a complete water system for your specific needs. Just because your water's clear doesn't mean it's clean. Locally owned and operated. Call S&L Water Solutions for an in-home estimate today.
When you need someone who will come through no matter what, someone who will go the extra mile, Cumberland Valley Heating and Air specializes in the installation of residential and commercial heating and air solutions. 24/7 emergency service delivers our promise of getting you the help you need when you need it. We're the tri-state experts in heating, air conditioning, and above all, comfort. Cumberland Valley Heating and Air. It's hard to stop a train.
Running the bases, it's more than just about speed. It's about agility, endurance, and resilience. But injuries can slow you down. At Meritus, we specialize in keeping athletes at their peak. From prevention to recovery, from rookies to professionals, our team of experts are here to keep you at the top of your game.
Back here at Williamsport High School, halftime festivities taking place, homecoming festivities, as a matter of fact. The homecoming court being introduced here. We'll have a king and queen crowned here shortly, I'm sure. Your halftime score, Boonsboro 14-0 over Williamsport right now. Mark Keller along with Coach Pete Urish. Hopefully we'll have Bob Parcelletti here as well here during the halftime report, and take a look back, and Parker DeBall really kind of separating himself offensively. And, you know, we always talk about that with Boonsboro. There's so many weapons from that wing tee, so many different people that can handle the ball, and it always seems like when they find that hot hand, well, that's who we're going to go with.
Yep.
Tonight it's been Parker DeBall.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has, and that's part of the chess match of like seeing what is Williamsport going to do, what they're going to take away, and how they're going to take it away. And then sometimes it just comes with the cream rises to the top. And Parker DeBall is a seasoned player, from last year. He's a returner, knows the offense, knows the little nuances. Like Maine's figuring it out, but they're both, they got a nice little backfield, but that also comes to the idea of let's run the ball inside, a little bit outside, and then we're going to try to, the ball's got a nice run outside, but it had a big long touchdown run up inside. So I think Williamsport's got to try to defend that full house backfield, but. It's interesting when you start talking about players. The players for Williamsport just hasn't got going yet. Deontay Wilmore and David Grayton, they haven't really, got their feet under them to get their hands on the ball. So I know Coach Small has got to figure out a way to let's get the ball in the playmakers' hands, and that's the one thing when Boonsboro has done a great job of eliminating, and I'm sure they're going to, try to, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So I think that's what's going to happen. But, but what we're going to probably see out of the run game from Boonsboro, they're going to start trying to, mix and match again probably through this third quarter. And if they stay in control of the game, we're going to start seeing them running the ball up inside. And it's because they want to say, the old adage there is we're going to get you running from sideline to sideline, and then we're just going to punch you in the gut and run it straight ahead. So I think if they can continue playing, Boonsboro that is, can continue playing the way they're playing through this third quarter, that's what we're going to see in the fourth quarter. And that's where those big little chunk yards that Parker DeBall has gotten, that's what happens is they can, you can manipulate that, if you will, knowing that it's going to happen at any given time. What's really interesting is Coach Wade, I'll go back to his words, we're not big playmakers, we're drive makers, but, we can hit a big play every now and again, and he was spot on. Now, the drive making, Williamsport's done a nice job of doing that. They just got to shut down the big play. So it's, I've been in these type of games before where it's like, you're not trying to create something brand new at halftime, but you might have had something up your sleeve you worked on in practice that you hadn't shown yet. Or something's working, you did it a couple times, and you got to go back to it. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play it. I know, I think, defensively for Williamsport, Deontay playing that robber backer, he's been active, but Boonsboro, hasn't really done a lot to where he's actually making a lot of plays to make an effect on the game. He's made some tackles, but he hasn't affected the game the way that I think Williamsport was expecting. Now, it's not saying he's not going to, but as of yet, we haven't seen that, and he hasn't affected the game yet on offense. So I guarantee that Williamsport's trying to figure out right now in halftime that we have got to get, our guy going. And I think if they can get him going, the other ones will get going, and then that's going to be fun to watch here in the second half, which team's getting their playmakers going.
Well, the Wildcats will have the first opportunity. They'll receive the kickoff here to start the second half. And if you're Tim Small and trying to get that Williamsport offense going, are you trying to Are you trying to put a long drive together here to start things off and maybe, kind of get some gradual momentum going?
Yes, exactly. And that's one of those where sometimes a big play, if you're down in a game, a big play, sometimes it can spark you. But sometimes if you get a little bit of momentum going by getting first downs, moving it, that gives the defense a little bit of a little rest. I know we're just starting out, but again, gives them a chance to breathe. All right, okay, now let's go out and make a play and get the ball back and do the same thing again. I watched it in the NFL last night. There's a big play by, the Falcons made a couple big plays, and next thing you know, they score. Then next thing you know, Tampa's right back on the board again. So sometimes you want that we call him that momentum swing. And you're right, that would be a nice thing that you were try to do is try to establish some momentum. And you take that momentum away from Boonsboro if you make them rest on the sideline. And I know we got two-way players on both teams here, but the concept of, we're playing better on offense, we're getting going, that kind of gets you pumped up on defense, and it's deflating if you're on the other side. Right. So that's what, so that's what the chess match is, and I'm sure Coach Small's got to figure out. I mean, he's got to know. I mean, they've got 5 first downs. They've got 4 running first downs and 1 pass. Boonsboro's got 4 of each. So 8 first downs to, 5 first downs. But I would have never guessed yesterday, leaving both practices, Wednesday and Thursday, being at both schools, last night, getting prepped for this. I would have never thought we'd have been saying the first downs were different in that category. I would have expected Williamsport to have more first downs throwing the ball. So it's, but that's kudos to Boonsboro's defense. So it's been an interesting.
Okay. We're going to take one more break here before we get back to second half action. So stay with us. Boonsboro leading Williamsport 14-0. More to come right after this.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown, Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
When ambition meets opportunity, success has a sound of its own.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The Washington County Health Department Tobacco Education and Enforcement Program extends its heartfelt gratitude to these vigilant guardians of public health, to our esteemed tobacco retailers who've successfully passed their 2024 compliance checks. We applaud your unwavering dedication. Your commitment to refusing tobacco sales to minors not only upholds the law, but also fosters a healthier and safer environment for our entire community. Thank you for being the shining example of responsible retail practices.
Looking to buy or sell your home? At Real Estate Innovations, we do more than just list and sell real estate. Since 2009, our agents have been offering detailed knowledge of local communities, housing trends, and the overall real estate market. With offices located in Frederick, Hagerstown, Greencastle, and Spring Mills, we have you covered. Call us at 301-745-1500 to connect with one of our real estate experts.
Now's the time to advance your future through USMH. 5 universities, 1 local campus, all in downtown Hagerstown. For nearly 2 decades, USMH has served as the premier regional higher education center. And with more than 16 programs, USMH can help you achieve your educational goals with flexible scheduling, small classes, and state-of-the-art facilities. At USMH, we believe everyone should have access to an affordable education. Apply online at hagerstown.usmd.edu.
Welcome back to Williamsport High School, getting set for second half action. High school football here on Antietam Broadband, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia. It's the Boonsboro Warriors with a 14-0 lead. Our live coverage tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and the surrounding communities. And we're going to get ready to send it down to Bob Parcelletti. He has Williamsport coach Tim Small. Bob, take it away.
Okay, I'm here with Tim Small. Coach, the game seemed, field position was tough because of the penalties early on. You guys couldn't really get in, either team could get in the ball.
Yeah, I don't believe either team got in a rhythm. The game slowed down there a little bit. You know, we were excited about the way defense kind of set out. We got to stop early on the fourth down. You know, we really feel like the difference in the ball game right now is 2 or 3 plays. We got to go out offensively, and we can't go 3 and out. You know, we can't go out. We got to get into a little bit of rhythm, continue to get the ball to their guys in space, and you know, run the ball better. We're seeing a light box against them, so you know, we got to be able to go out and assert ourselves in a run game. So, you know, challenge the kids to just keep playing together, execute, believe in you know, what we worked on all week. And, you know, just keep battling and looking forward to the second half.
One of the things that Boonsboro always does is try to move you around side to side to open things up.
Yeah, yeah.
But they did it with the pass on that thing, and I think that loosened you guys up a little.
You know, and we've all played each other. The coaching staffs know each other real well. You know, the key is to have some balance. And, you know, if your kids can play within their role and play with good eye discipline, you know, it can be stopped. And we feel like we did that 85% of the time. The other 15% were, you know, the result of some of those big plays. So if we can go and make that 85% be 92% in the second half, I like our chances. We just got to get out and get the ball here and get something going.
How you free up Ciante?
Well, we got to continue to have him in a different spot every time. We don't have a whole lot of motions or shifts in the offense this year, so you know, we're trying to do it more like, hey, 1 minute he's number 1 in trips, next minute he's a single receiver. I think we did a good job of kind of creating those matchups early. We got down a score. You know, it's an emotional night. Great crowd here. It's homecoming. So you know, we got to kind of settle in and get back to getting in rhythm.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you.
You, Coach Small, as well. Mark Keller and Pete Urish here with you. And Pete, it's like Coach Small said, you know, these teams know each other. These kids know each other. They know what each other wants to do here.
Right. Yes, they do.
So it really comes down to execution, right?
Yep, it does come down to execution. And, you know, Coach Small alluded to the fact of eye discipline. And that was the message yesterday in practice, and I'm sure it was the message all week. You got to maintain your eye discipline. We've seen 2 big plays that went for big yards. The big long pass out of Wagon to Maine. That was an eye discipline play. The Collier play, they're just defending the field, but then the big run play, sometimes that's eye discipline, even the inside run game, even though they're mashing a bunch of guys at you. 6 guys on one side coming at you. The backside people, eye discipline has got to clean up and make those tackles. So that's going to be big. And then he said that they don't have a lot of shifts of motion. And, you know, Bob asked him how he's going to get Ciante going. And he's like, move him around. So they've done that. But Boonsboro's done a nice job of not letting him off the ball. And the one time that he did, he got free and they blitzed and they sacked him. But again, they ran what they call post wheel. He was a number 2 receiver, and they ran 1 on a post, and he ran behind him on a wheel. But that takes a little bit of time for that to develop. And if you're slant and blitzing, I mean, that ball's got to come out now. So that post and wheel combination, you can adjust that post wheel. You can do what's called a wheel sit, which you get down about 10 yards down the field and sit down. Maybe they'll go to that. But I'm going to suspect we're going to start seeing some quick little hitches, throwing the underneath stuff to try to get Boonsboro tackling that, then come up over top and hit him over top on a big play. So I told you know, the other thing he mentioned is what I was talking about during halftime, having a 5-man box. That's why we're seeing the ball being run a little bit. You know, so it's going to be interesting here. You know, now, do you play patient here? You're only down 2 touchdowns. Knowing you got some horses you could score, as we were talking and you brought up, let's get momentum on our way here and let's have a sustained drive, go down and score, feel good about ourselves, kick off, go play defense, and then take our chances and see what happens.
If you can put together a long drive here, kind of like Boonsboro, where we talked about the number of weapons that Boonsboro has. Well, Williamsport has just as many. Let's get the ball into some of those hands and make the Boonsboro defense guess a little bit.
Yep, and right here was a great job by Boonsboro on the kicking game. I watched their special teams coordinator, Scott Haupt, come down to the sideline, and he was pointing. So what they're doing, they got their kicker deciding where they're going to try to kick, because the way Williamsport's lining up, they got 5, basically 4, and another guy really deep. He's standing in the middle of the field, so they're kicking to a sideline. With a right-footed kicker, it's easier to kick right opposed to kick across. So he went down and told him where to kick, and then there was nobody there. So you got to run and cover that. And he picked it up on the 10, and, Boonsboro, all the blocks were up here at the 40-yard line. So that's a long way to go. Yeah. And that's why you've got to drop on your kickoff return. You got to drop and get down. Your front line should be at least at the 30-yard line. Your second line on the kickoff formation needs to be at least to between the 20 and 25, but make their blocks. That way you can catch it, run it, and there's a lot of this making blocks up to 40. You swing and miss. That's you know what I mean? And that's what happened right here.
Right.
And then now, this isn't what Williamsport envisioned of how they're going to start out this half. So
player down on the field for the Wildcats.
And I think that is
Boyce Brown.
Yeah,
it is.
He's been out to start the year, so this is his first game back. I'm not sure if it's a cramp or if he twisted an ankle. I couldn't tell. He had his leg up in the air.
It's not putting a lot of pressure on the one leg.
Yeah. Now, he's filling the spot where Ciante plays on defense in a normal situation at that outside, or defensive end, outside linebacker position.
So we'll have to see what that does for Wilmore defensively.
I'll try to keep an eye on the trainer here to see what she's looking at, to see what the injury may be.
So nice job by Edward Boakai on the kickoff for the Warriors, pinning Williamsport deep. They're going to start from their own 6-yard line. Pressure on Parker. He's hit again as he throws, and it's incomplete.
Well, we had it.
Pressure coming from Jaden King that time. Take another look at that.
Pass was incomplete. Bring up second down and 10.
They brought more than they could block right there, and they slanted the line this way. So they moved the defensive line towards Williamsport's sideline and brought a guy off the edge from Boonsboro's sideline. Now they got these stacked doubles here. Now they're blitzing up the middle.
2nd and 10. This is Landon McAllister trying to get outside, but not much room there.
On the carry, Landon McAllister. On the stop that time for the Warriors, number 26.
Trevor Sowers there on the tackle. Jaden King there as well.
67, Austin Dinsmore actually came through. I think he's playing it from the nose guard spot, got up in the backfield and made him kind of change course with the path of where he wanted to, what we call insert into the line of scrimmage, and made it bounce outside.
Loss of a couple back to the 5-yard line, so 3rd and 12. Parker down the middle of the field looking for Messiah Martin, but incomplete.
As intended for number 7,
and
Messiah Martin. Incomplete.
That was Matthew McAfee there.
Yep, and for the first time I've seen it, the Warriors not be in great position over here on the trip side of the formation. We had a bunch of trips, and we had 2 receivers wide open. Just the way the concept of the route. So I'm not sure if that's where that ball was designed to go, but Gabe may have seen that it was a one-on-one and said, well, I'm going to win that matchup. But guaranteed the guys up top for Williamsport just saw that, because we had 2 receivers wide open over here, Wigfall and Grayton. So we punt down the middle of the field, and they got a wall set up on their sideline.
Collier down the right sideline, inside the 20-yard line to about the 15.
Return for the Warriors.
Nice return of about 25 yards for Austin Collier. And the Warriors will be in great position here for their first possession of the second half. And we see Boyce Brown, 18, going back onto the field for the Wildcats, so that's good to see.
Yeah, I wanted to see. Yeah, it looked like they ran their wall return that time, opposed to what we call just a return. They call it a pressure return. That's what that looked like. That was a good place to run it when you got them backed up. You bring pressure from one side, the other side blocks, and the guys at pressure come around and set up a swinging gate wall, if you will.
1st and 10 from the 16. And it's Parker DeBall.
Yeah, on the, this is a counter.
Warriors, Russell Collier on the stop.
Picks up about 5, down to the 11-yard line. 2nd and 5. Telemco, the handoff to Collier. Around the right side, has a blocker into the end zone for the touchdown. Russell Collier.
22 on the carry for the Warrior touchdown.
And that gives Boonsboro a 20-0 lead.
And he was led into the end zone by 55, old Keith Snoots, and 58, I believe that was, Graham McLean. That's a buck sweep right there out of the wing T offense. That's a staple.
Seen that many times from a Boonsboro team over the years.
And that's actually the pistol wing T version. In his old wing T version, it's called buck because old Tubby Raymond, who created the wing T offense, University of Delaware, when the fullback's running up in the line of scrimmage, when you got 2 guards pulling, he decided to determine that he's bucking into the line of scrimmage. So they don't have the buck running into the line of scrimmage. That's a fullback running that in the pistol wing T, but they still call it buck sweep. Some traditionalists just call it a sweep, but it's the buck sweep.
The buck sweep.
Everything except the running back bucking up, or the fullback that is, bucking it up inside. So it's the staple of the wing T offense.
Hardy's extra point makes it 21-0 Boonsboro.
Would Caleb Smith,
certainly
please report to
not the start to this second half that Coach Tim Small was hoping for. Just 2 minutes in, and the deficit now at 21 here in the second half.
Deep for the Cats, number 4, David Drayton, 7, Messiah Martin.
Edward Boakai ready to kick off for the Warriors again. We see.
And now we got 2 deep here.
It's a little squib kick. This is going to Messiah Martin. He's at about the 20-yard line. Looking for room, not finding much of it there. Taken down by 3 Warriors. Joey McCumber in there. A return of about 5 or 6 yards for Messiah Martin.
The Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line.
So Williamsport, 1st and 10 now here from their own 25. 2 receivers to either side of Gabe Parker. Parker looking to throw, in trouble again, and he's going to throw that one out of bounds.
That's going to be a penalty, I believe. Because there's nobody over here. He was straight back.
They're discussing it. No flag on the field.
And that's where what Coach Rhodes talked about, isolating the receivers and rerouting them and getting them, messing up the timing. That's exactly what they did. Yeah, that's
now there is a flag down.
Yeah, intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Good pressure up the middle from the Warriors that time.
2nd down and 15.
5-yard penalty marked off, and it'll be a loss of down as well. 2nd down and 15. here for Williamsport.
Boonsboro had 2 big plays on special teams right here to start the half. And we see what happens when you put special teams, big special teams plays, a lot of times converts into big plays on offense and defense.
Number 2,
Landon McAllister taking the handoff. Jaden King.
So one thing we haven't talked a lot about, Mark, is the field position.
25, Jaden King.
Williamsport's been on Boonsboro side of the 50 once this evening.
Yes.
And the game has been played on Boonsboro side. You know, with the kickoff to start the second half, with the punt returns, think about the first half, particularly the second quarter, it seemed like it was played right in front of us here the whole time.
3rd down and 13. Pressure on Parker again. He gets it away to McAllister. And McAllister dropped there
The pass was complete
by
to number
Logan
2,
Atkinson.
Landon McAllister on the stop.
Picks
For
up
the Warriors, number 15,
about 7 yards on the play,
Logan Atkinson.
but it'll be 4th down now.
Bring up
And
4th
about
down
6,
now for the Cats.
just shy of the 30-yard line. And Ciante Wilmore back to punt. This is not the way that the Wildcats wanted to get the ball into Wilmore's hand in punt formation. And Wilmore shanks that one.
I think that was being done on purpose to punt it to that side, away from him to the field, because they had both returners, one on the sideline, one on the hash, so kick it over where 34 yards are, but we wanted it a little deeper, I'm sure. So that was a strategic punt, but we needed to go deeper than what it was.
Goes out of bounds right at midfield. So Boonsboro in decent shape once again here as they start on offense.
So they're right on the 50, aren't they? Yep.
Right at midfield.
Yep.
21-0, Warriors leading it. Still in the early stages here of the 3rd quarter.
So it looks like Williamsport's still in the same.
There's the pass from the halfback.
Yep.
That goes incomplete. Good coverage that time.
That was Logan Atkinson, who's technically a backup quarterback, too.
Number 20, Jaded Dembo, was incomplete to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, when he was handed the ball, I thought, that's the first we've seen him get the ball on offense. And, yeah, thought maybe something was up there, but good coverage there.
That was
David Grayton. Adam and Wilmore was over there as well.
Maine.
It was Maine who had the big catch early in the 2nd quarter. That 60-yard pass play from Telemco that set up Boonsboro's first touchdown of the night.
Here comes the counter.
Not much room to run that time.
Boonsboro's run that counter several times, and they run it 2 different ways, to the tight end or away from the tight end.
But number 50, Tyson Clary.
The Wildcats have done a nice job against that play, and usually, they get by with a face mask there. But normally that play is a big hitter for Boonsboro. You know, I've seen it many times over the years that little. A lot of people call it a Sally play. It's not quite a Sally, the wing tee, but it's a counter. But a Sally's a counter. But I don't know why Tubby Raymond called it Sally. So often wondered that, why the names were what they were. That was a little sprint out pass.
Telemco to Jaden Paul.
Number 3, Jaden Paul.
Picks up 5.
And it's 4th down again, and they're on their side of the 50. So here we go. They're in their full house backfield, wing Notre Dame backfield. I've heard some coaches refer to this. There's went to the left side, so there must be something on the left side they like.
Direct snap to Parker DeBall, but stopped.
And the Wildcats get the ball back. Now this is a big momentum change right here.
Good
see the pressure right there. Who was that? It was
from their own.
That was Xavier Buick that got that pressure up the field there, and Tyson Cleary, and I didn't quite catch the other numbers that were on that tackle. And that was a big play. That was a big play.
Jordan Wigfall in there on the tackle as well.
So maybe this could be a little momentum shift.
Williamsport starting here from their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Gabe Parker, the quarterback, has 3 receivers to his right, and he's looking that way. Looking downfield, has a man complete and still going.
It's going to be in the end zone. That's where they could score it quick.
Kamiko Heron, 57 yards for the touchdown from Gabe Parker.
So that was that's the big play strikes. They rerouted him some, got a reroute, and then
just split the defenders.
Yep. I think it was Blake Bain and Jaden Paul were there converging on that, and he just split them, and this is where the big playmakers they come from. Kamiko had made a couple plays for the Wildcats tonight. And
extra point attempt by number
Wyatt Yonkers' extra point attempt, no good.
There must be something on that field down there, on that end.
Score was 6:37 left to go.
Because the kickers, both kickers, and I've watched both kickers in practice. Both kickers in practice have been much better. So there must be something on that field, on that end. And just to tell a little family story, my son's very first varsity game as a sophomore was here against Williamsport. We had kicker at Boonsboro, then J.T. Rice. He was a running back, and he hurt his forearm the week before. And so anyway, my son's first varsity play was here, and he kicked it through that upright there. But I will tell you, he always said that kicking at the end of the scoreboard end on this field is a challenge.
Wow.
Don't know why. Yeah, it's just, and now we've seen 2 things tonight. It's been kind of interesting. So I always like to pay attention. I was a special teams guy, but I always like to pay attention to the kickers as well. So I like to talk to them after the game, see what their thoughts were out there. I know there's a little muddy down there, so that could be it. That affects a lot. But that's just interesting. Both kicks were no good on that end, and it looks rather interesting.
22, Russell Collier, 32, Parker DeBall.
Wildcats kicking off.
They run in the middle wedge here, and we set the wedge and get right in behind it, and it's just like that.
It's Parker DeBall again.
Yep.
Lots of room to run to the 30. Finally taken out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Tonight's live coverage of high school football here on Antietam Broadband, brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. Well, Parker DeBall really making his presence known here tonight. Several big plays and another big run on that kickoff return from the 15-yard line all the way down to the Williamsport 27-yard line. And the Warriors have 1st and 10 from there.
And here comes a little ISO, the belly play. It hits you in the gut. We're going to run right at you.
That's the ball again.
Yep.
For a pickup of about 4.
Caleb Smith. Please report to the main gate.
2nd down and a long 5 here. All at the 18. 21-6 your score. Boonsboro leading Williamsport. And the Warriors trying to enter the red zone here on 2nd down.
Outside run.
And it's the ball once again inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line.
Parker DeBall right out of bounds.
We got a penalty on somebody.
Right out of bounds by number 50 that time for the Cats. Tyler Clary, however,
try to get
I think there was
here.
Somebody over here complaining for Williamsport about, I think they were wanting a holding call. And
so the flag actually lying in, or lying out of bounds, I should say. And here we'll get the call from the official.
We got the replay on the rocket sweep out here.
It's an unsportsmanlike call against Williamsport.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cats.
Yeah, right after this, there was somebody talking about a holding.
Warriors now have it first and goal from about the 5-yard line.
So Boonsboro will go half the distance to the goal. That's going to put the ball at the 6-yard line, where Boonsboro will have first and goal. Maine goes in motion, the handoff up the middle to Collier, bounces off one tackle, still going. It gets inside the 5-yard line.
Parker the ball.
That was that inside ISO play, the first play they ran after the kickoff return. Yeah, that was Collier on that.
And marking down at the 5.
And Parker the ball was leading up in there.
6-yard line.
It was a tough yard gain there by
up
Collier.
There was Stephen Laypole again. He got Laypole's back. He was hurt a little bit early in the game, twisted an ankle, it looked like. Glad to see he's back. Here's that counter play again. They're going to keep running it till they score. I'm telling you, that's like one of these big hitter plays that you can shut it down, and then it's going to go big. Here they are. They're going up tempo, going to their full house backfield, I would call it, and then
into the end zone for the touchdown is Parker DeBall. They gained 4 yards on the first down play, and now into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown and a 27-6
we got another penalty
lead. So another unsportsmanlike call. Signaling unsportsmanlike against the Wildcats. So Parker DeBall. So we take a second look at that.
They're going to take it on the kickoff.
Third touchdown of the night
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cats.
for Parker DeBall. Touchdown runs of 5 yards, 53 yards. And now the 1-yard run. To put the Warriors up by 21 once again.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to take this on the kickoff here. That gives you 15 yards, so you're kicking off from the 45. We'll call it the plus 45. Let's see if he makes it here. Yep.
Owen Hardy's kick up and good.
By number 10, Gade Parker is good. Score with 4:40 left to go in the third quarter.
Score 28
Warriors
to 6.
28, Wildcats
Boonsboro.
6.
.440 to go here in the third period. We're glad to have you with us here on Antietam Broadband for our live coverage. Channel 6 and 806. If you're watching us on YouTube as well, thank you for joining us there. Replays of tonight's ball game can be seen tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and 6th. 2 opportunities both of those days, 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And then Monday and Tuesday, October 7th and 8th at 8 p.m. And then on Wednesday, we have more live sports for you. High school volleyball coming to you from Williamsport High School once again. We'll have the Clear Spring Blazers taking on the Williamsport Wildcats. Wednesday night, October 9th. We'll be going live right around 6:45 p.m. Hope to have you with us then. And we'll have one more football game for you this season. Give Coach Yurish a break for a couple of weeks, and we'll come back in week number 9 for the North-South game. Saturday, November 2nd. That'll be a 12 noon start. from School Stadium. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's rivalry weekend that weekend, so everybody gets geeked up for that one. So we got Owen Hardy going to kick off here this time, so let's see what they're going to do. Going to kick it out of the end zone. Yeah, we're going to kick it out of the end zone.
Through the end zone for the touchback.
Quite a strategy people have when that happens and where you are in the game, what to do. Sometimes people do that, try to squib kick it down the field. Some people try to onside kick it or surprise onside, I should say, or maybe a surprise squib, like over to a hole, because they take the chance of getting the ball back again in their territory. So it's a good thing to employ. But when you're up, 20, we got up 22 points here. So kick it deep, take your chances, and see what happens here.
We saw the big play from Williamsport on their last drive. The 57-yard touchdown pass from Parker to Kamiko Heron. And now Parker looking downfield again, nobody home. That one goes incomplete. Messiah Martin.
By number 10, Gabe Parker, was incomplete. Bring up second and 10.
The only receiver over on that side.
Yeah, everybody ran short hitches, and this is what I thought they were going to do to start the game. They were going to get in their hitch game and, their quick, what they call their quick game. And so there was a miscommunication somewhere on the play call here with the route, the quarterback, and the receivers.
Second down and 10.
Uh-oh, we're going to blitz off the edge here.
The handoff goes up the middle.
On the carry at time, number 8 for the Cats, Blake DeLauder.
Blake DeLauder. First time we've seen him in the backfield here tonight for the Wildcats. A pickup of 9. Gets the ball to the 29-yard line. Third down and 1. And it's DeLauder again. Gets around the left end and gets the first down.
And that was good for a Wildcat.
Well, I knew we were missing somebody in the Williamsport backfield, and now that we're seeing Blake DeLauder, I realize that's who it was.
Right.
From their own
DeLauder had a
3-yard line.
nice game when we saw Williamsport against Smithsburg a few weeks back.
Yep. Running down. Let's see, where's the back judge? They still got time.
Parker rolling to his right. Looking for Kamiko Heron, but incomplete.
Bring up third down now for the Cats.
And Ciante Wilmore was in single coverage
down
here for a moment.
Yeah.
And right before the play was run, a second Boonsboro defender came out this way.
So then there's double stacks here. Boonsboro's up. One's going to play inside underneath, outside over top. Got a safety, and this is where you run the football. And you get, 7 yards for that light box. Unfortunately, it's 28-6.
Right.
And we got 3 minutes left here. Not saying it can't be done, but sometimes these little inside runs will set up, a nice pass, down the field. So we got third down, though. It's 3rd and 4, and this has not been favorable for Williamsport.
DeLauder in the backfield behind or with Parker. Now Parker across the middle looking for Heron. High pass and couldn't bring that one in.
Pass is intended for number 3, Kamiko Heron.
That's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4. Williamsport just shy of their own 40-yard line. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field here. Got to try to keep something going here.
Yeah.
Trips to the left for Gabe Parker. Pressure comes, swings it out to DeLauder.
Oh,
DeLauder loses his footing. That's going to be close. I think he's going to be short of the first down. If DeLauder could have kept his feet, he would have had the first down.
Yep.
But he's going to come up
He's
short,
gonna be
about a yard short.
Warriors will take over.
Right here.
10.
With the lunge, it looked like he had it, but his knee touched down at the 41-yard line. So that's where they mark him, and it's about a yard short.
That was a good spot by the official.
Warriors will take over first.
So
now from the
if you're Boonsboro,
41-yard line.
you got to think, let's just get in, run our offense. We're up 22 points. Let's do what we got to do here. We got a little RPO swing. Now,
fake on the handoff to Collier.
Now that is, what are they going? Now see, that's a play right there. That, that was, that's a little swing RPO, and that teetered on being a backward pass. But you know what I mean. When you throw that, you got to make sure you want to get that up the field, because that goes back behind the line of scrimmage. That's technically a fumble, so you lose yards on it.
2nd and 10.
There's the buck sweep into the boundary.
And that's Collier, and he lost his footing right around the same spot Blake DeLauder did.
On the stop at time for the Cats.
Yeah, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looks like he tripped himself up. Gain of 1.
Yeah, last week when we had South and St. James in the field, these fields are muddy, and I know I was here yesterday. Coach Small was talking about the field was, going to get dried out with the sun and all, but it still might be a little wet, and I think we're seeing that, particularly as the night goes on here. Oh, we got a little fumble snap to run into Waggle, and we got the same play they ran earlier. It hit Maine on that. We got a penalty here.
Flag coming in on the near sideline. The pass was complete on the far sideline to Maine.
I think he's going to call a sideline warning on Williamsport. Or maybe, I'm not sure. It might be a legal man downfield again. As he looked back over to this sideline, he threw the flag from the sideline. Yeah, illegal man downfield.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we see the flag, but I saw the referee bumped into Coach Small down here, and I thought, but the referee backed up and he walked in. But as your coach, you're supposed to be out of that what they call you got to be in the coaching box. There's 3 yards, and you got to be behind it during the play. You can be out in the the referee's box, they call that. We got a little punt here.
It's a 4th down. Edward Boakai with the punt. And they're going to down that at the 1-yard line. So things just
Mark,
keep getting tougher for the Wildcats here.
Yeah, you have got to coach. I know we put our heels on the 10-yard line and don't back up to catch the ball. But that was a catchable ball. You got to move and get it. You got to understand, I guess they're thinking, but you've got to at least move to go make an attempt to see if you can catch it. And that could have saved them because that ball rolled for 10 yards. So,
yeah.
So it's not favorable when that happens to you. But Boonsboro did a nice job get down there covering the punt. They're doing a great job on special teams. Special teams have been a huge favor. It's been in the Boonsboro's favor this whole game. Been a huge advantage.
So backs to the wall here for the Wildcats. And a dangerous pass there by Gabe Parker looking for Grayton.
So when your quarterback is getting pressure like that, receivers are normally taught to come back to the ball. And this time we got a little pressure on Parker. He's trying to get it out. Not much pressure, but Grayton could help him out, particularly in this area of the field. Try to come back to the ball a little bit. They had holding.
So defensive holding call here against Boonsboro. That's going to give the Wildcats a little bit of breathing room. Move them out just outside the 10-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down as well. So 1st and 10 at the 10.
JT Griffith got that pressure on. Sometimes you don't, just as long as you're making the quarterback have to throw in a hurry, and that's what we call quarterback hurries. And that's what they're doing to Gabe Parker right now. And pretty much all night they've had him hurrying. And so
Parker looking downfield. He's going to run it, and he's stopped just across the 10-yard line. A couple of Warriors defenders there. Evan Tall, Riley Christ in on the stop.
The D lineman. Now they did a nice job blocking, but I
think Parker felt that pressure
on that
pretty early. He had 3 receivers to his left, and he didn't look that way at all.
Yeah, the way their blocking scheme, they kind of what was called a slide protected it all the way to Boonsboro sideline, which allows you to throw behind it if you can see over it. But that's the reason why they slid the protection. Now we're going to run it.
Hand off to Blake DeLauder. Nice run here. Gets the first down. And then some out across the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him right at the 25.
Yep. We got 34 seconds left here, and they're going to put this ball in play here as soon as they set the sticks.
However, that was good for a Wildcat.
So it's been Blake DeLauder who's given the Williamsport offense a little bit of life here in the second half. 1st and 10 at the 25. Parker looking to throw.
Oh, we got
pressure coming, and he's taken down.
Yes, he is. He had Ciante on what we call the dig route wide open. And I don't know if the pressure was he didn't see him because of the pressure.
Riley Christ, Evan Tall in there again, Jack Galpin as well. That does it for the 3rd period. 28-6, Boonsboro with the lead over the Williamsport Wildcats. Stay with us, 4th quarter action to come from Williamsport High School. High school football brought to you by Hagerstown Honda and Hagerstown Kia.
Yeah, Jack.
If I'm the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
Are you tired of living with water that is causing rust stains, hard water spots, or bad smell or taste? With S&L Water Solutions, you'll know from your initial call that your water is our priority. We offer well pump services, water testing and treatment, and salt delivery. No water or low water pressure? We fix that too. Let S&L Water customize a complete water system for your specific needs. Just because your water's clear doesn't mean it's clean. Locally owned and operated. Call S&L Water Solutions for an in-home estimate today.
Senior Danny Moore.
Back here at Williamsport High School, getting ready for 4th quarter action. Boonsboro with a 28-6 lead over Williamsport.
Give me a minute.
Wildcats with a 2nd and long.
We had a fumble snap, and Parker just did a best he could do to get the ball out so wasn't a fumble or loss of yards. You know, that's 2nd and 25, and now we're on 3rd and 25.
Freshman Peyton Moats, Clara Pennington, Natalie Starr, and Jada Washington. That's your 2024 Williamsport High School cheerleader.
Wildcats stacked 3 receivers here on the near sideline.
So Boonsboro's got 2 technically, but they're running the guy over, and then they got
Parker puts it up, intended for Messiah Martin, and who comes down with it?
He's calling a catch.
It's a catch by Messiah Martin.
I think that ball came out.
We'll take a look at the replay here and see.
Might be wrong.
Officially, it's a catch out to the 41-yard line and a first down. Here we see the replay.
Stopped by 33. It was good for a Wildcat first down.
It looked like Martin did have it.
It did stay in. I thought I thought right before they hit the ground, the ball came out. I was wrong there on that. That's, yeah, that just the way it came live.
Right.
Looking.
Stop at time for the Warriors, number 11.
Blake DeLauder. There's another look at that catch.
Yeah, right there, I thought the ball came out live when it was live. And then now it does come out right there.
Yeah. Well, both players had their hands on the ball. So DeLauder again after the 3-yard gain on first down.
Number 2, Landon McAllister.
Stopped for no gain on second down.
For the Warriors, number 77.
That's going to bring a third down and
you got somebody injured. I didn't get the number.
Another.
Got a cramp.
It's like another cramp. Yep. Yeah, we still can't see there who that was. They still attend to him down there on the field. Our live coverage tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. As always, we appreciate Hagerstown Kia and their sponsorship of our live coverage here of these events for you.
From their own 45-yard line.
That's Tyson Cleary.
Yeah, got it.
Being attended to on the sideline now. So 3rd down and 6. Ball at the Williamsport 45. 2 receivers either side. Parker looking right, looking downfield and putting it up.
And Drake caught it and touchdown.
David Drayton, 55-yard touchdown pass from Gabe Parker.
So you got to go for 2 here. So you got to get them under control. Okay, you got to get your offense back out. Go for 2.
We'll take another look. Nice ball here from Gabe Parker.
He just...
And Drayton actually went up for the ball twice.
Yes, he
went
did.
up early and was still able to get up again.
He was able to
pull that in.
Out jump McAfee, and Maine was right there, and that's one of those where, you know, sometimes, you know, the athlete just out-athletes you, and that's what happened there on that play. So this is a big play right here.
2-point conversion, Parker putting it up for Messiah Martin in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
So, Mark, we might get, if the Warriors, if the Wildcats could come out here and get a 3 and out, we might have a ball game coming down here to the end.
10.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and the Wildcats have cut the deficit to 28-14. Here's another look at that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, so that was a nice thrown ball of like a back shoulder fade where
Warriors 28.
Messiah, he was the only one who was going to catch that ball. You kind of purposely throw that short so you can stop and come back and use the defender's leverage against you. And you see it happen every Sunday,
right?
In the NFL, and they just, you know, because they're running down the field trying to defend it. They got their back usually to the ball or an awkward position, and you just stop and you come back, and it's hard for the defender to adjust on that because they don't know where you're going, but you know where you're going.
Mm-hmm. Set to do the kicking for the Cats,
so,
number 34, Wyatt Yonker.
Wyatt Yonker set to kick off.
So this is going to be huge. The last time they kicked off, the Warriors had a 55-yard kickoff return.
This one's going to Collier at the 18. Landon Collier finds a seam and gets it out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
Strategy-wise, that is what they call a double wedge kickoff return. You're not really blocking men. You drop your front line to about the 30-yard line. That's the first 5. You drop the next 4 to about the 10 yards in front of where the ball is caught, and you teach the returners to get back, get up into the wedge. It's hard to tell who's got the ball. It's almost like that full house backfield formation. Right. You got somebody in all that, all that clutter, and he finds a space and goes.
Boonsboro 1st and 10 from their own 43. Handoff is to DeBall around the left side, has blockers in front of him. He's inside the 40-yard line and run out of bounds.
On a carry that time for the Warriors, number 30.
Around the 35-yard line, see where the spot is. And another big play from Parker DeBall. He had a convoy out there in front of him.
Yeah, now that's so. As we were discussing earlier about when you get into this part of the game, what you've been doing. Now they're running them sideline to sideline. That was a buck sweep. Been running with Collier, then they ran that with Parker DeBall. He just went illegal procedure, so they're going to lose 5 yards here.
False start
That'll
against
make it
the
a
Warriors.
1st and 15.
Back and back 5 yards and replay.
Ball at about the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. There's the handoff coming this way to Blake Main. There's a flag down in the backfield.
That's a speed sweep with no motion. That's maybe what they ran with the ball before, but it looks the same as the buck sweep of the guards pulling. We got somebody hurt again.
It's Cleary once again.
Cleary, and we got a penalty.
It's going to be a
However, there was a flag on the
illegal block. Looked like
and a hold.
Or a hold.
Against the Warriors.
Looked like Cleary was hit. Looked unintentional below the waist.
Yeah.
He was cut and went down. But that may not have been what the call was.
Yeah.
Going to move it all the way back to just the other side of midfield.
They're going to make him leave the game. He can't walk, and they're trying to get him out.
And now Cleary comes off the field. So this is a 1st down and 25 now. The ball right about midfield. As we're just inside 10 minutes now. This 4th quarter.
It looks like they're working on that cramp again, but I saw what you saw. It looked like he got blocked below the waist. Quarterback keep off the.
This is Telemco.
Yeah, that's a little option.
For the Warriors.
You snap it to the quarterback. It's like it's a version of what we call speed option. They're pulling the guard, front side guard. It's a combination of what's called speed option and speed sweep out of the wing tee. What we see when the wings and the slots run underneath the quarterback and get the ball, it's a speed sweep. But that time, Telmaco kept it just the same as like right here. Same concept.
Picks up 5 that time.
Where the quarterback has the option of either running it or pitching it, and both times he kept it there.
Andrew Alvarez for the Wildcats.
So we got a 3rd down here, 3rd and 9, and if they can limit the yardage here, I don't know if Boonsboro punt. They haven't punted on Williamsport side of the 50 yet, so they might, try to go for it again. But if they can limit the yards and get the ball back, this could be a big thing here.
Ball with 35,
so we got,
pressure on Telemco, gets away from one, and now the pass incomplete. Bobbled there by Parker DeBall. And that'll bring it up. It's a 4th down, 4th and 9. We'll see what the Warriors do here. And Telenko, nice job getting that pass away.
Yeah. They actually had, you saw, who was that receiver? Saw what Boonsboro did, saw the scramble on their deep receiver. Even though he's one was called a clearing route, he's trying to clear everything out for that. Routes coming across, we call it a flood concept, but he at least started coming back when the quarterback started to scramble here.
Warriors going for it here on 4th down.
Yep.
Or they're trying to get a penalty anyway.
Yeah, they're coming over here. They're going to call, calling timeout.
Yeah, they'll take a timeout here.
Penalty on the play, it appears to be.
Yeah. Delay of game.
Delay of game against the Warriors. Back.
So they'll take them back 5 more yards, the delay of game call. And we'll have a 4th down and 14. And ball right at the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field, though.
Well, you're up 2 touchdowns.
8.5 minutes, 8:27 left.
We got 4th and 14. We're going to run the sweep and the
sprint out
option.
To the right. Telemko looking downfield, can't find anybody and throws it into coverage.
Yep.
Dangerous pass there, but incomplete.
Pass is intended for number 30.
So that's one of those you're hoping they intercept it. You gain some field position there.
It's as good as a punt at that point.
Yes, it is. Yep. I know you don't want to go interceptions on the quarterback stat line, but in the premise of the game, that would have been, as you said, as good as a punt.
From their own 40-yard line.
So Williamsport takes over at their own 40-yard line. 28-14 is your score. Wildcats trying to claw their way back into this one.
So let's see what's going to transpire here. It's going to be quite intriguing how Williamsport approaches this.
Parker looking downfield again, throwing it down, and it's
and he
nearly intercepted.
Yep.
But dropped there by.
So that's not the worst thing in the world to see if you can get a big play, but you've got to make a play now. You got to make a play on this down right here. You've got to set yourself up because you're going for it all on 1st down. Like, to me, I'd have liked to see this play on 2nd down. Go get your intermediate routes, get something, get you some yards, take a shot, see if they do, and back up because you're going to have to go for it.
Right.
And every territory is 4-down territory for you right now. Being down 2 touchdowns with 8:07 left.
2nd and 10 from the 40. And Parker under pressure and taken down.
Sack. And that was I want to call that a coverage sack.
Right.
And that's create conflict on the offensive line sack. Moving their defensive line and bringing a 4th out, bringing a backer off the edge.
That was Bradley Badger on the sack. Loss of about 8 yards on the play, so 3rd and 18. Wildcats back at their 32 now. 3 receivers to the left for Parker. Looking downfield for Wilmore. Ball is up and broken up by Blake Main.
Blake Main did a nice job undercutting that route. And now what Ciante, I know he's focused on the ball, but if he could have seen Main a little bit and shield him, opposed to outrunning him. And we had 2 Wildcat receivers in the same area. So a lot of times that brings more defenders when you got that.
Right.
So I don't know who was wrong, who was right.
Probably like to see one of those receivers break off and into the middle.
Yep. Or stay shallow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when he ran, they were basically a man under concept there with the safety over top. That's why you had 3 defenders on 2 receivers. We got delay of game.
7-16, a delay of game call against the Wildcats. That's going to back them up even more to their own 27-yard line. Wilmore is back in punt formation. I would imagine with another 5, he's going to stay there.
Yeah. I was thinking earlier that every down's fair, but if you're 3rd and 15, 4th and 15, you got to play. All right, what are you going to do here? But you got to make a play on defense if you're going to punt.
Right.
If you're going back, maybe to change the momentum, flip the field position and punt is what I would think here. And that's what they did here. Now they're going to run, return back to their bench.
This is Jaden Paul with the return.
So
gets it across midfield.
Blake Main on the stop.
So if you're Williamsport here, you've got to make some quick plays. But let's back that up. Now, I know conventional wisdom says, try to punt where they're not going to be. Well, they covered the field pretty good on the returners. Going into the game, now I've watched tonight, every punt return's going to Boonsboro sideline. So you punt away from the sideline, make them run long. Now, they got you earlier in the game, but this time in the game, both guys were on the hash mark. So get it over here more. So
first down pitch goes to Blake Main.
So they run, Boonsboro runs 3 plays that all look the same, but they're different. That play right there is, it's the rocket sweep. You got both guards pulling. You got the fullback leading. They run speed sweep very much the same way. They run the quarterback. We saw Telmico run there a little bit, run that the speed option. There's only one guard pulling on the speed option play, but it's still the same look.
Right.
Just launching it, what we call launching it different. How are we going to launch the play right there? Now, see, there comes back with the counter.
1st and 10 from the 35. And this is Blake Main once again.
The Warriors, Blake Main.
Whistle blown, and Boonsboro is going to take a timeout here.
I believe Williamsport did there.
Xavier Boue.
Yeah, they signaled Williamsport.
Yeah, Boonsboro, or the official pointed Boonsboro's way, but Williamsport taking the time out here. With 6:33 to go in the 4th quarter here. The Wildcats defense needing a stop here in order to stay in this game. Glad to have you with us here on Antietam Broadband tonight. Channel 6 and 806. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel as well, I appreciate you watching us there. Our live coverage tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. If you can't get enough of this game, we've got replays for you. Saturday and Sunday, October 5th and 6th. 2 opportunities, 10 a.m., 6 p.m., both of those days. Monday and Tuesday, October 7th and 8th at 8 p.m. If you're watching on Channel 6 and 806, stay with us. We'll have volleyball for you after this one tonight. Coming up at 10 o'clock, see the replay of our Williamsport North volleyball match from Wednesday night.
And that's just the wall blockers, and that's the speed sweep without the motion. And so you got the option. See, it's just right off the ball. See the guards pull, and you got
5 guys out there in front of you.
Yep, and they're just blocking down and sealing it off. And now earlier in the game, Williamsport was doing a good job with that, but this is what happens with this type of offense. They run you sideline to sideline. They run up inside, and they get you going. What are you going to defend?
1st and 10 at the 23.
And here you go, right up the middle, touchdown.
And in for the touchdown is Russell Collier, his 2nd of the night. 23 yards for the score.
Russell Collier in for the Warrior touchdown.
And he just found that seam right up the middle, Coach. And
right there on the belt, what they call belly. That's what they call it, where the wingback leads up on the linebacker. But that's one of those where, we're going to run you sideline to sideline and punch you right in the gut. And that's what they did here. Let's see how the kick goes here on this end for him.
Owen Hardy gets this one.
Extra point kick was good by number
35-14 is your score. Boonsboro leading the Wildcats. 6:03 to go.
Wildcats 14.
Well, we mentioned the midpoint of the season here, week number 5 of 9 regular season games, and time to start looking at those playoff standings, seeing where everybody is sitting at this point of the season. And both of these teams in decent shape right now coming into this game at 3-1. Williamsport in Class 2A, 1A, the West region. They were sitting in second position behind unbeaten Middletown. We know about a little bit about Middletown from their win last week over Boonsboro.
And I don't think Middletown's unbeaten anymore. Check the scores. They were behind at the time.
They're taking on Oakdale tonight, and Oakdale in the lead in that game earlier on. In Class 1A, Boonsboro in the 1A North region, sitting in second position. 4 teams in that region sitting at 3-1 coming into this week's action. So a win here tonight for Boonsboro would solidify their spot in that top 4. And if you can get in that top 4, that's where you want to be. You want to get that first playoff game at home.
Number 18.
Boonsboro
boys
looking like they're in pretty good position for that at this point. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so Boonsboro's upcoming opponents after this, they play Poolsville, then Southern Anne Arundel, then they got North and finish off with Smithsburg. Williamsport on the flip side of that.
7-yard line.
They got North next week, then South, then Mountain Ridge and Manchester Valley to finish out the year.
It sounds like a favorable schedule for Boonsboro.
Yes.
On paper.
Yep.
First down play, a little swing pass out to...
That's the first we've seen today. Is that
intended for Heron.
Complete. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Up the bubble.
Yep.
Second down and 10, Williamsport. Ball at their own 37-yard line here. Quick hitter up the middle. Carry there by Blake DeLauder.
Number 8, Blake DeLauder.
Picks up a couple.
Time for the Warriors.
They have a third down and long here.
Hunter Kuhn. Bring up third down and 8 for the Cats.
Gabe Parker with 3 receivers to his right. And he's looking that
ball
way.
Out quick. Did he catch it? No. They're calling it complete.
Intended for Kamiko Heron again, and low pass that Heron couldn't quite handle.
So that coverage that Boonsboro's in is going to force a little bit of a low throw to keep it out of the defender's hands. It got by, was that Brody Honeycutt. Could have knocked that ball down. But the way the ball placement was, you coach your quarterbacks to try to throw away from defenders.
4th down and 8. Parker looking deep for Messiah Martin. Had it and lost it.
Pass intended for number 7, Messiah Martin.
Heron was there as well, and the ball will be turned over to the Warriors on downs. We take another look at that.
That was broken up there. Jaden Paul.
Jaden Paul.
I know Coach Radel talked a lot about him yesterday in practice, talked about Blake May, Jaden Paul, and Landon Salerson. Salerson's number 30. They were all 3 sophomores in the secondary. And to have a lot of trust to place 3 sophomores in your secondary, you know, that's a big thing. But when you're playing 1A football, your talent pool and your just sheer number pool is not great. So sometimes you got to lean on those young kids. And, ideal world, you like to let them play JV football and, and get better at their age. But if they got to come up and play them, it's always been a thing, what do you do, in college if a kid is young, good enough to play as a true freshman? Do you let him redshirt and get better, or do you, on the off, get bigger, stronger through the year and in practice and then unleash him in the spring and play in the fall, or do you play him? And it's the same thing with sophomores. And, where your hand's forced in high school, because if you're going to bring him up from the JV, you got to play him.
Right.
Because all you're doing is you're wasting his year. So he's got to play as a sophomore. So, during my time of coaching at the high school level, it was always adamant, if he's coming up, he's playing. And we did that with a couple freshmen too. And so they got to play. So kudos to these young sophomores out here playing, and they're getting better as the year goes, and it's setting them up for the future.
So Boonsboro look to run some clock here.
Yep.
5 minutes left to go, and a 21-point lead.
On the stop at time for the Cats, 21-80 McAllister.
Run the clock and stay healthy, right?
Yes, that's what all you're trying to do right here. Now, Boonsboro's got a few linemen in. I know that's one area of concern with the depth-wise, so they got some young kids in trying to, we said this in the Williamsport-Smithsburg game. Sometimes you got to get live practice in games, and that's no disrespect to anybody. That's just the realities. If you're going to bring the kids in to play, you want them to get quality time in a game. 4 minutes left. You're down 3 touchdowns, so
Xavier Bowie.
You're ahead by 3, so why not let them play and get quality repetitions in game atmosphere? And this is a big game, and I failed to talk about this earlier. This is a big game between these two schools, Boonsboro and Williamsport. It's always a big county rival game, even though either side will call it a rival. But it's got rivalry implications. Let's put it that way.
Brody Honeycutt on the carry there. Well, Williamsport doesn't have the natural rival like you have North and South. You have Boonsboro, Smithsburg. Williamsport doesn't have that one team, but they've had long series obviously with Boonsboro, long series with South Hagerstown, long series with Smithsburg. So they're kind of all rivals for Williamsport.
And I'm gonna tell you, I've been there. I've been on that side of the school, the county. That side of the city, and the North Williamsport games in every sport are big, type games.
Yes.
And they really are. And then we had the volleyball game.
Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday night, North and Williamsport. And that is a big game. It doesn't matter what sport it is.
Right.
Both sides, it's a big game.
Logan Atkinson in at quarterback now, and he picks up the first down on that play. Nice run by Atkinson. The clock now under 3 minutes here.
Atkinson, they got him listed at 5'10", 185. I saw him in practice. He looks bigger.
He does look bigger than that.
And he's a baseball player also. And I know, I think he might be the quarterback for the Warriors next year. But I'll tell you what, he's done a great job out in space playing outside linebacker tonight. A lot of times he's been lined up against Ciante Wilmore, and he has executed Coach Rhodes' game plan to a T of talking about isolating and rerouting. And it's just not Ciante, but all the receivers been against. But he matches up lengthwise. So Logan's going to get a little taller. He's long.
King the carry on first down, picked up a couple, and now coming back this way.
And he's going to possibly get in the house. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds, and he scored a touchdown.
6 on it.
There you got one.
Mark him out there. That's Edward Boakai. We've seen.
We got a whole. But look at that, Mark. Look at that play. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. And That's the speed sweep.
Holding against.
And he did not step out of bounds at all. Maybe right
I think
there.
maybe there. His foot was hidden a little bit.
But we had one. We had the line judge at one spot, the back judge on another. And that's what do you do, split the difference there?
Well, unfortunately,
there's a hold
for Boakai anyway,
Yeah.
that's going to come back and negate the nice game by him.
So it's second down. I mean, technically, Boonsboro, they're going to be just shy of being able to kneel this out.
And just a friendly reminder, the Williamsport Blue Band will be performing its halftime show.
Second down and 18 at the 35. Boakai comes in motion, and now the handoff up the middle. And this is Brody Honeycutt.
Yep, on the ISO or the belly play.
On the carry that time for the Warriors, number 4, Brody Honeycutt.
Under 2 minutes to go.
Oh, no, my apologies. That was a trap. I'm sorry. I thought that was the wing coming in. It looks the same, but it goes across the ball.
Right.
And the guard pulls across where the center is. That's what that play was.
Third down and 10. Warriors milking this.
Yeah, he's watching the back judge because we don't have play clocks here. So when he starts chopping, it means there's 5 seconds left.
Now the play off. Here's
And that's the
Boakai
same
again.
play he ran earlier. And you want to try to stay in bounds here. But he's going to be fourth and
about a yard.
Yeah. So they'll start the clock. They're going to check to see if it's a first down or not. The box has got him short. The white hat's checking.
Yeah, the spot looks short.
Yeah, the white hat's
from
Patrick
here.
Conway this evening.
So fourth down and 1. Boonsboro will
We
go
got
for it here.
illegal
Now we have,
procedure. Yeah.
So that makes it 4th and 6. I
Yeah.
imagine they'll still run a play here rather than punt or anything else. With 1 minute left on the clock, it's mostly academic at this point.
Yes. Yep.
It's going to be Atkinson keeping it, and he's going to get the first down.
Yes, he is. That's a nice play right there that they run. They run the fake option or the fake sweep, but it's an option. It's a replay for the quarterback either to pitch it or to run. They ran that earlier with Telmaco. The only thing I like to see is him get that ball covered up and really protect him on his outside arm. Yeah, now this is the favorite formation all coaches want to do. It's called victory.
Victory formation for the Warriors. They'll let the clock run down a little bit before taking a knee.
Now I saw this week, last weekend, should say, I saw over the weekend, there was a school in South Carolina was playing their rivals, and they hadn't beaten them in years. And the young man was in shotgun, and he took the snap. Instead of taking a knee, he threw the ball to the referee, and the referee let it go. Kid for the other team picked it up, ran and scored.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's awful.
That was not yeah. Yep.
Well, that wraps up this one from Williamsport High School. The Boonsboro Warriors improved to 4-1 on the season with a 35-14 victory over the Williamsport Wildcats on Williamsport's homecoming night. Stay with us. Coach Urish and I will wrap things up. Bob Parcelletti will have a couple members of the Boonsboro squad and possibly Coach Mark Wadle as well. So more to come here from Williamsport High School. High school football brought to you by Hagerstown Kia.
If I was the mayor of this town, I'd still be driving around in a Kia from Hagerstown Kia.
Fall into the savings during Hagerstown Kia's model year-end event. Get a Kia Telluride 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sportage 2.99% for 66 months. Drive away in a Kia Forte 4.99% for 72 months, or the Kia Sorento 2.99% for 66 months. Fall into the savings during the model year-end event at
Hagerstown Kia.
The Washington County Health Department Tobacco Education and Enforcement Program extends its heartfelt gratitude to these vigilant guardians of public health, to our esteemed tobacco retailers who've successfully passed their 2024 compliance checks. We applaud your unwavering dedication. Your commitment to refusing tobacco sales to minors not only upholds the law, but also fosters a healthier and safer environment for our entire community. Thank you for being the shining example of responsible retail practices.
Looking to buy or sell your home? At Real Estate Innovations, we do more than just list and sell real estate. Since 2009, our agents have been offering detailed knowledge of local communities, housing trends, and the overall real estate market. With offices located in Frederick, Hagerstown, Greencastle, and Spring Mills, we have you covered. Call us at 301-745-1500 to connect with one of our real estate experts.
Now's the time to advance your future through USMH. 5 universities, 1 local campus, all in downtown Hagerstown. For nearly 2 decades, USMH has served as the premier regional higher education center. And with more than 16 programs, USMH can help you achieve your educational goals with flexible scheduling, small classes, and state-of-the-art facilities. At USMH, we believe everyone should have access to an affordable education. Apply online at hagerstown.usmd.edu.
Welcome back to Williamsport High School. Your final score tonight, the Boonsboro Warriors with a 35-14 victory over Williamsport. High school football coverage brought to you by Hagerstown Kia here on Antietam Broadband. Glad to have you with us here tonight. Mark Keller and Coach Pete Urish with you. And Coach, we talked a lot about the big playability of the Wildcats. And they did get a couple big plays here in the second half to get on the board, but that was really about all they did offensively in the second half.
You're right. That was it. I knew, Coach Small said at halftime, with the light box, we're going to try to establish the run and maybe open up the passing game. But Boonsboro did a great job.
Yeah.
Their game plan of what they call about isolate the receivers and reroute them and take them out, and that created a lot of confusion. And then they're slanting and moving the front and bringing 1 or 2 extra, rushers. You're bringing 4 or 5. They didn't really have to bring any more than that. But they played the coverage, and they just said you're going to have to get the ball out, quick. And when you're disrupting timing, it's hard to get the ball out. And so, I thought the kids from Boonsboro executed Coach Rhodes' game plan to a T, and they got to be happy with that. You got to be happy when it means your kids are coachable and they're doing as their coach do, and they understand. They understand what they're doing. You could see that they're understanding why they're being asked to do what they do. So it was quite interesting. But Williamsport's offense, could not get on track. Even the run, when they were run, they get a couple, then they get stuffed. They get a couple and get stuffed. And but when you're down and you're trying to come back, that's what happens. You get in hurry up mode, and you can't ever really feel comfortable. But I thought they were going to when they were up. When they scored their 1 touchdown.
Yeah. All right, we're going to send it down to Bob Parsoletti. He has a couple folks down there on the field with him. Bob, go ahead, take it away.
Okay, I'm here with Boonsboro, Coach Mark Wadle. Number 1, you guys did a great job of bottling up Ciante Wilmore. He only saw the ball once, I think, today.
That was the goal. The kid's an awesome player. I think County Player of the Year last year. He's a phenomenal athlete, and that was our goal all week long. Take away that kid and number 4 as well, the Grayton boy as well. They're both very phenomenal athletes. Happy to be able to do that.
The other thing, and these 2 guys have a lot to do with that, is how well you guys did on returning kicks. They put you in great position all day.
We felt on film that we had an advantage in the kicking game, so we took a little extra time this week in practice to work on our kicking game and our return game because we thought on film we had a chance to take advantage.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Parker DeBaugh, you had some really good runs early. What was breaking? Because you guys were just pounding them. What was working on offense?
We were running our heavy power play. We knew that if we executed,
Well, you guys' offense usually is one of those things more than trying to open up spots to get big plays. But his catch was probably the biggest because it stretched it the other way, and you guys, I thought, really took advantage of that afterwards.
Yeah, once we realized that some of the balls were open down deep, what we saw.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Blake, how you doing?
Good.
You had the one that was kind of a diving grab over here that kind of set things up, but I thought the one that you broke for the touchdown or got way down the field, I mean, some things up for you guys?
Yeah, it really expanded the offense. Once they had to worry about the pass, it opened up the and then they were a man, so we could throw them off guard with some runs.
Well, plus you were the main guy on Ciante, weren't you? One of them.
Yeah.
But you guys look like you just got in his way, not letting him get it in any pattern per se.
Yeah, that was the plan. I play over top. Don't let them throw it up and him catch it and score a touchdown.
All right. Well, thanks. Congratulations, guys.
All right. Thanks, Bob, and thank you to the Warriors for joining us here tonight after their victory. Yeah, great game by Parker DeBall. You know, we talked about that a lot during the game, but he really kind of stepped up, made his presence felt tonight.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He got it going in the running game. He got it going in the run and the kick return game. And you got a weapon like that, you use him. I mean, he ran inside, he ran outside, he ran across the field, he ran straight ahead. He was everywhere. And I, going in, I know we talked about, Boonsboro always seems to try to find someone, and he seems to be a consistent player. But those other players, Russell Collier, Blake Main, what they do, they create the chaos. They set up the big plays by others, and Russ had a nice run. Yeah. So it's just that offense. You get the defense tired from running side to side. You mess with their eyes with some motions and shifts. And now Boonsboro got away from the trade as the game went on. That's where the tight end was one side, went to the other. Because they were doing that because they thought that Ciante was going to be playing defensive end, but he was playing the rob backer, so which means he was robbing from the middle of the field. So you were balanced up and making him run, sideline to sideline. Then you run up the middle, and that's what we see. And when you got some weapons like, the ball, then it's going to happen. Yeah. So he made it happen for him. Yeah, he would be the MVP of the night, if you will.
Absolutely. 3 touchdowns on the night for Parker DeBall. Russell Collier with 2 touchdowns for the Warriors. Boonsboro improves to 4-1 on the season with the win tonight. Williamsport with the loss dropping to 3-2. So that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. We remind you our live coverage here tonight brought to you by Hagerstown Kia, the dealer that makes it easy. Hagerstown Kia wishes much success to the student athletes participating in tonight's game, the schools that they represent, and their surrounding communities. And then our next game up is a volleyball match coming to you Wednesday night, October 9th, from Williamsport High School. It will be the Clear Spring Blazers, 2-time defending Class 1A state champions, taking on the Williamsport Wildcats. We'll go live at about 6:45 p.m. on Wednesday night. So thanks for joining us here tonight. For Coach Pete Urish and Bob Parcelletti, I'm Mark Keller. We will see you next time.